whole week, or this whole week, that Madonna song, it's stuck in my head. And right before I closed the window, it showed me the thumbnail for that video, the Beautiful Stranger song.
Oh, that's weird. I had a different Madonna song stuck in my head.
What is going
because
on?
Because it was playing when I was at BJ's last week.
I told him I've had Beautiful Stranger stuck in my head because I just heard it at the supermarket.
Oh, but not BJ's.
Not BJ's, but they both sell food.
That's still kind of a coincidence.
It's close enough.
Yeah.
It's close enough.
So what Madonna song did you hear, Grant?
It was probably from like the same era. It was
Ugly Familiar.
No, it was off of that Ray of Light album.
Ray of Light.
Yeah.
Ray
Frozen.
of Donovan.
I might remember the music.
Good song.
Video.
Good song. I like that song. All right, let's do this.
I think it was based on the Disney movie.
3, 2,
come out for 20 more years.
3, 2, 1. GoNintendo Podcast Webisode 879. The Caparaja Podcast. Deux, since you're on soundboard today, I'll handle the Pokemon as long as that's okay with you, Kirby, unless you are dying to do it.
I am definitely not.
Then I'll do it. Caparaja. This Pokemon was brought to Paldea long ago by people from a faraway land. It's so strong that it can easily pull an airplane. It's basically an elephant. 9'10", 433 pounds. It is male and female. Category Copperderm, of course.
Oh.
Because it's part copper and part pachyderm. Ability, Sheer Force. Removes any additional effects from the Pokemon's moves, but increases the move's power. There you go.
What are the odds that we see our first glimpse of Elephant Mario, and then the Pokemon that shows up that week is elephant
God,
related?
You're right. How crazy is that? Yes, Mom Brain is not here today because her mother is visiting. So she's out and about. But Deux is here.
Woohoo!
And Deux is handling the soundboard.
To the chagrin of many of you out there, but you know what? I don't care.
That's I love it. You gave yourself applause.
I don't care.
Well, have you shut up. I don't care. Exactly. Have you learned anything from last time that you're applying this time? Or are you going just the same way you did last time? Or no pressure? I'm just asking.
I'd be lying if I said I wasn't psychologically scarred by the comments made by some people regarding my work on the soundboard. So I think I'll probably, at least subconsciously, if not consciously, back off quite a bit. I'm a big fan, as you know, especially those of you who dislike my finger button pressing over here, that I am a big fan of the applause. And, you might be hearing it less and less today. Which will still be more than Mom Brain plays.
That's true. She doesn't do it too often. I too know this thing of internet comments, because no matter how much praise you get, there's that one that's like, you suck and this is bad. And you're like, oh, I am bad. And then you're like, I shouldn't listen to them, but it's always there in the back of your mind. Kirby's here. Hi, Kirby.
Hey, everybody. Good. Thank you.
I think it's perfect. I think it works for almost anything.
I'm here. Hi, me. How are me? I'm good, me. No Nicky Hill, because he's in the motherland. He's in Italy for a few weeks.
The old country.
Nice. Living up, taking pictures of bikes. He took a picture of George's bike for us, actually. A nice lime bucketed bike. Yeah, over in Italy. George, we saw your lime basket bike over in Italy. We didn't know that's how you got about town.
I knew. I said buongiorno every week for a reason.
I know. Isn't that amazing?
Oh my God, it's perfect. Well, you got a lovely bike, George. We'll try. Maybe Nicky Hill will drop it in at Discord. I don't want to send his pictures. And of course, we got the one and only, the college roommate, the world's best singer, Joshua Grobot. How are you doing, my friend, my robot pal?
Big hello to my fans.
Plenty of fans out there. So many fans. It's unbelievable. They grow each week. Hello, Hylian. Nope. Let me go down here.
I'm feeling so great. Thanks for asking.
George's lime basket sounds vaguely dirty, says Hylian Tom. That's very true.
Ooh, right in the lime basket.
Hello, Hylian Tom and Nico Darunia.
Have to wait and see.
And Blood Ocean and Retsuza and Charity and 10th Division and Khufu the Mummy and Jesus
is ready.
And Solmaster Link with the perfect gift. And thanks for dropping that Copperderm or whatever the hell his name was. What was his name?
That was the man, I already
Backseat Studios, hello.
Copperderm was what kind he was, wasn't it?
Alternate Liz. Thanks for joining us, everybody. Good to see you. Super Sanchez, nice to see you as well. Deux, I'm not ignoring you. I'm just trying to do a million things at once. I apologize. It's always the best intentions at the start of the show to have everything organized, and then right when the show starts, I'm like, oh, I forgot this very important thing. Kaparaja. I loved the name too. Kaparaja.
Papayin.
So as you know, we'll be talking about the Nintendo
Papa
Direct
Georgia.
today. As far as regular news, we might get to it. It's gonna be very relaxed show. I know it's quickly paced right now, but we're gonna talk about the Nintendo Direct. We're gonna see how that goes, and then we'll cover whatever news we feel like and all that stuff. I also very quickly want to say I am recognizing your achievement, podcast listeners. You have done it. We are well over 300 emails now. So when Mom Brain returns next week, we will be doing 10 songs every trivia section from here on out. I opened the email today to get a question. I was like, oh, we're like way over. So thank you, everybody.
Yes.
You did it.
But Mom Brain's not here, so
Mom
we
Brain's
can't do
not
it
here,
till
yeah.
next week. That's kind of fun.
But you've achieved it. I'm making the promise now. You got your 10 songs every week from here on out until we run out. So
Why
you
do we
did
have
it.
a fourth mic if she's not here?
We always, all the mics are here. I never take them away.
Oh, okay.
That one's always there. This one's always here.
What's wrong with you?
Yeah, I don't dare disconnect anything because I'm afraid I'll break something.
dare tell you.
But before we get into Nintendo Direct and all the other things I want to talk about, there's something going on. I teased this, I believe, with you two in person, and now the time has come. Some things just align. I promise you, this was not planned by me. I promise you, I did not seek this out. It just came out. The next 2 weeks of the podcast are sponsored. They are sponsored by... You guys are not going to believe... You're not going to believe this. We're sponsored by Railway Empire 2. Yes,
Like
it is a train game.
a train simulator.
Yes, so have at it. I put some sound effects on the soundboard for you to annoy the hell out of me. So thank you to Railway. What are the odds that
Oh,
for
you didn't,
like 3
you didn't
months?
select this personally?
No, this came to me, and I was like, I'm going to get raked over the coals because of my train harassment in recent weeks. But thank you.
They must have heard you talk
I
about
don't think so.
because you talk about them all the time.
Well, let me tell you about Railway Empire 2. All aboard the hype
Game
train.
of the year.
Get ready to build your own Railway Empire on the go with Railway Empire 2, available now on the Switch. Railway Empire 2, you'll be able to train your strategic skills and conduct your own railway empire with 60 of the most iconic, historically accurate locomotives from the golden age of railways. Railway Empire 2 offers new content, including improved track construction, a 5-chapter campaign, 14 scenarios, and free play mode. The Switch version is packaged with special in-game items and includes 2 exclusive locomotive skins, 3 station skins, a company HQ skin, and a digital soundtrack. I want you to know, Deux is the one hitting that horn every time, the train whistle. With all these added features and immersive gameplay experience, you'll be really impressed.
Ooh.
From your tracks to the trains, it's all up to you. You'll have to navigate tricky terrain, construct, and manage your resources to keep your trains running on time. Choose Railway Empire 2 today on Switch to become the greatest portable railway tycoon.
Very good.
Thank you, Railway Empire 2. We will be hearing from you next week. So everybody, all aboard. It's available on the Switch right now. Thank you to Railway Empire 2. We appreciate it. Couldn't be a more perfect sponsorship for the podcast. We'll have some more stuff from them on the site as well coming this week. Hello, Anastasia Beaverhausen. Ignore my friend's terrible Snapchat filter. I will not. I'm looking directly at it. Hi, Ian Tom says, rally impressed is right up there with links seriously. That's true. Good stuff. Ooh, Kufu.
I thought he was going to say soar long.
Soar long. Drake says toot toot. Thanks for the support, guys. I appreciate it. All right. We have some other things I want to talk about before we get into the direct, as usual. We actually had a whole bunch of stuff, but I don't want to overwhelm you guys. First off, I'm starting with a reader email. And yes, this was approved. To read on the show comes from Sergio ALB64. They say, hello, lovely GoNintendo crew. This is Sergio ALB64. For today, let's go with Dumpkin Spicinado. Ooh, that's a nice one.
Spice.
I just wanted to send a quick hello, hugs, and much love to all of you. The way you guys discuss any topic, whether nonsensically funny or downright serious, it's just fascinating and even inspiring. Keep up the amazing work that you all do each and every week, whether on the pod, the website, or in your everyday lives. But I did want to give a special shout out to Deux.
No.
Deux, you are awesome and a great example of human change for the better. I find myself constantly inspired by your great attitude towards a lot of things, and I'm certainly not the only one. I've humbly borrowed your not yet phrase
Nice.
and way of thinking. And whenever someone asks me about the phrase, I gladly tell them it's from you and share with them how great you are.
Isn't that nice to hear?
This part's really funny. P.S. I know this is a huge ask, and I don't mean to impose, but I was wondering if could you do the unthinkable and share with us something true instead of a rumor at the end of the pod? I know, way easier said than done, but I believe in Deux and on great things that come across his desk. PPS, please pass this along to the crew and or feel free to read it on the pod. Thank you all so much. Sergio ALB64, the Dumpkin Spice aficionado. Thank you, Sergio. That's very nice.
That was very sweet.
And this, I did not request them to send this email. It was all from their own heart.
That was really nice. I know what you said was very nice and it was meant to be very nice. It's just funny hearing like human change for the better sounds like I don't know, it sounds like I was subhuman before, but I know that's not what you meant at all.
Somebody gives you like the nicest compliment and you're like, I was subhuman before. No, they're using
you
you
very hard to be human.
They're using you as an example of humans in general and the ability to change. Like Mom Brain and I have said many times, it's extremely impressive. So recognized by a podcast listener. There you go. Oh my God, this is perfect. Speaking of humans, there's been a whole bunch of hubbub about Marvel's new TV show, Secret Invasion, because of the intro of the show. Kirby, are you familiar with the heated discussion around the intro of the show?
No, I think I just found out today that the show was it is streaming already, right?
First episode it's at now. Yeah,
Okay.
It came out this week. So for those who don't know, Secret Invasion's title sequence shows a bunch of humans and Skrulls, and they're like morphing between. It's like, you know, like what happens with humans and Skrulls in the show. But the whole intro was made by AI. When I was watching it, I was like, this looks very AI generated. I wonder if this is a case of artists mimicking AI or actual AI use. And Marvel confirmed in some interviews that it was indeed AI. And the internet lost its mind because there's a huge push against AI art in particular, because they're like, oh, I don't know. How about pay real artists to make art? Because obviously you could have had artists create what this AI did. I don't know
But
how
then
much
they
work,
probably would have been horribly overworked. So I don't know how to feel.
I don't know how much work would have need to have gone into it to make it look the same, but it's certainly possible. So I wanted to talk a little bit about it because I have some interesting thoughts. First off, I also want to see humans used to create art all the time. If it is
Human change and human art, baby.
if you are just making something with AI for your own personal use, like you're not selling it or using it to promote anything or whatever, I think that's fine. You know, you're just doing it for fun. If you're a business and you're using AI generated art, I don't. You can do whatever you want with that, Curtin, if you need to do something.
I'm okay, thanks.
I don't want to rag on people, but I would personally feel bad using AI generated art when I could hire an artist to do the work, because I would like the money to go to a real person rather than the no money go to a computer that was trained off of real people art.
Sounds like you're ragging on AI, not real people.
I don't mind AI at all. It's not like AI is inherently bad. And we're specifically talking about AI art because AI art is only able to create things based off of the real life human art it was trained from. That's just like, you know, real life knowledge, human knowledge that we've used to make the other AI that we ask questions to. But AI generating art is using artwork from millions of artists that are never credited or properly sourced or were never asked if their art could be used. That it's not like AI is creating new artwork, sure, but that artwork is trained off of real people artwork. So it's in my opinion, it's not right. It's we don't need to train AI for art. We have artists. Like we should be training AI to help us in work tasks and things that would make our lives more efficient, like the arts. Just like, I'm not saying it's wrong. If you want to make AI art for personal use or hear what AI music sounds like personally, go right ahead. But to like put it out there and market it and make and like
It's just
sell it.
It's just so weird to me. And this is my negative, the negative part of my personality coming out. But it's just so weird to me that, you know, we're just recently hearing a bunch of buzz about AI. People are worried sick about this taking over and like losing real human artists and everything. And they jump right into it and immediately make an AI generated intro for one of their biggest franchises. I'm saying MCU, not necessarily Secret Invasion, but like for their biggest franchise, and it's like they're doing it at ground zero. It's like they want to get in ASAP so that we're like, well, everybody does it, you know, like, well, it's normal now because we're seeing it, and that's the way my negative brain is thinking about this whole thing. Does it work in context of the show? I actually think it does.
Yeah.
But you know, the intro is the least important part of the show. I could tell you other thoughts of the show. I don't want to upset anybody. So I don't know. I just feel like they're getting in on the ground level and being like, AI is normal. And then they save a bunch of money down the road. Again, this is me being very negative and dystopian or whatever, but that's the way I look at it.
Well, that's the other thing. So they worked with 12 different studios on this intro and AI programs. So they did work with companies and artists on this. Like, the AI did the initial pass, the artist went in and cleaned things up or changed things, and they worked in tandem with one another. So it's not a straight up only AI made it, but this is the biggest example I could think of a company using AI. Like you said, Marvel, Disney using AI in a prominent way to generate a considerable piece of content that people are going to see. So even like any interview, to the guy's credit, and I guess discredit, whoever it was, I don't remember, director, producer, don't quote me on that. He was like, basically, he's like, I don't know how these tools do what they do, but it made sense thematically for what we wanted to do with the intro. Because from a storyline perspective and a character perspective, it makes sense. I get it. Thematically, it's a cool idea. That doesn't mean that I like how it was achieved, because as I said, I believe the same thing could be done through regular human artists. Hello, Storbus Corbin. Hello, TKO. Good to see you. So it's an interesting topic. I just wish that I just wish that actual artists were involved throughout the whole thing, and that was it. I don't want any AI stuff in there. Maybe the artist could have ran something through AI for reference and then be like, okay, I'm inspired, I could do that, because that's what happens in real life. Real life artists are inspired by other real life artists. So that, you know, I don't want to be completely over the top or just like what's the word I'm looking for here, blanket statement, but like there's nothing new out there. Everything that's created is inspired by somebody else's something. So I don't think there's anything like wrong with running an idea through AI to get some kind of idea or vision for what you want to do, and then you purposefully create it and don't use that thing that was generated. But you know, there's murky waters there too. But
it just feels like they're, like I said, maybe I've been with my head in the sand for a long time. I know AI has been around for a long time, but I feel like just recently, like in the past 6 months, it's been everywhere to the point where
you're right.
Everyone's talking about it. Everyone's got that program, and they're doing all these silly things, and they think it's so funny. And in some cases, it is. But like, I just feel like, why would you do that? Like with all this controversy around it, why would you be like, we're going to do it? And they did, and I'm guarantee you they're doing it trying to be first and trying to make it normal so that they can do it more often and somehow save a buck down the line or whatever.
Yeah, I figured they were just doing it to save money.
Well, that's the other thing. Like I said, I
foremost.
don't know how much money they saved because they worked with 12 studios on the intro. It's not like they weren't paying people. They paid hundreds of people, but they also used AI in a prominent way. So
Well,
did
then
they
I'd
save
be,
money?
I'd be curious to know.
I honestly don't know. I have no clue how many people normally make an animated intro. I don't know how long it takes because it's like, what, a couple minutes? I got no clue. So could they have saved money? Yes. Did they save money? I don't know. And also, it's not like they're out there, like nobody watching the show, or it's not like the intro itself is like, this was generated by AI. You just look at it and you're like, oh, this looks weird. Like, this is unique or looks bad. Some people think it looks bad, which is fine because it's AI stuff. But yeah, I don't know. But, I'm sure partially, at least some part of Disney is like, this could be a helpful tool down the road and we won't have to deal with so many people. I'm sure that's a discussion they've had. But it's very clear other people at Disney who are involved, and this isn't surprising, like higher ups are going to be like, yeah, I don't know what this is. Let's just do it. Like they don't understand. I would imagine you could ask the average person and it'd be a 50-50 shot of whether they know how AI comes to create what it's creating. Like, do they know it's been trained off of millions of artists, or are they just like, it sees a picture and it comes up with its own idea? I don't know what people know. So if anything, the scuttlebutt around this intro has led to a greater discussion of it in general. I know the Corridor Digital guys got in big trouble, or got a lot of flack on the internet too, because they did an AI animated project where they were very open about trying to use AI to create an animated feature to see how it would work. And they put out a little short and they got eaten alive for it because same reasons. People are like, this is trained off of real people's art and real studios creations and real time and effort people put in. And you just use reference images and had an AI spit out something that you like the look of. And that was it. Now that Corridor put a lot of time into refining how the AI worked and getting it to do what they wanted it to do. But it's not the same as sitting down and have somebody physically or digitally draw out content. That's right, Snake. So this is very Snake territory. He talks about all this kind of stuff, AI and computers and taking over the world. Yeah.
Metal Gear.
Very Kojima stuff.
Great Fox.
So yeah, I just thought it was an interesting conversation. But I will say at the very least, separate from how I feel about the people, because I'm upset that people, I'm upset that it's AI art. But thematically and the look of it, I really liked it. I really did. I was like, oh, I really appreciate this, or I really dig this intro. But automatically I was like, is this AI or did they just make it look like AI? And now we know. So that's that.
But I've seen
Nanomachines.
everything.
Yes, you're right, Drake. Nanomachines, big in Metal Gear. Moving on to other movie topic, but it also involves video games. Who read what Oliver Stone said this week?
Oh no,
Oh, I might have read this.
I didn't read this.
Oliver Stone saw John Wick 4, and he had some comments about it. And once again, as I said to you before the show started, I got a story where it's like someone who clearly doesn't know what they're talking about, yet they feel more than happy to talk about it as if they are coming from a place of understanding.
Cool.
So Oliver Stone saw John Wick 4. This is from an interview. I don't remember what interview it was from. He says, quote, I saw John Wick 4 on the plane. Talk about volume. I think the film is disgusting beyond belief. Disgusting. I don't know what people are thinking. Maybe I was watching G.I. Joe when I was a kid, but Keanu Reeves kills, 300-400 people in the effing movie? And as a combat veteran, I've got to tell you, not one of them is believable. I realize it's a movie, but it's become a video game more than a movie. It's lost touch with reality. I'm going to read this exactly how he said it. Don't think that I'm misquoting. The audience perhaps likes the video game, but I get bored by it. How many cars can crash? How many stunts can you do? What's the difference between Fast and Furious and some other film? It's just one thing after another. Whether it's a superhuman Marvel character or just a human being like John Wick, it doesn't make any difference. It's not believable. End quote.
Wrong.
I've lost touch with reality. The audience perhaps likes the video game, but I get bored by it. These kids like the video game.
Well, he means like the
whole
video game aspect of a modern movie.
Okay.
So still an old person comment.
Well,
The modern audience say likes the video game.
I'm gonna.
He's a filmmaker. He should know like the terms to use. But
How about
okay.
just don't say the? How about they like video games? Talk like a normal person, Oliver. But yeah, that's a little nitpick. I just thought that was silly. But
Well, I mean, I'm gonna play devil's advocate.
Go right ahead.
The John Wick movies do feel like video games. I mean, they're great. But
I have no problem with it being like a video game. Yeah. My problem
Or
with
even
him is being like
critical. He can be critical
Yeah.
of the film as well. It's
Yeah.
just so weird that in the way that he criticized it.
I'm a combat veteran. Like this is the movie's disgusting. It's not realistic. Like, who said John Wick has to be realistic? Like, who said any film has to be realistic?
Where was he when Commando came out? I mean, they killed so many people in that movie. That was like back in the day.
I don't understand. Like,
I think he's just talking about
it's lost
about-
touch with reality.
about movies in general. How there's like I don't know, there can be a disconnect when characters are like invincible.
Yes, Oliver, there sure can. For you farting idiot. Like, how do you not recognize this? You make and have made wonderful movies, but other people have made and will make wonderful movies, and they don't all need to fit into the definition of what you think a movie should be. How are you this old and this dumb, and this is the profession you work in? This is unbelievable to me. You could say John Wick isn't for me. I found it disgusting. It's too much like a video game. There's too much action. That doesn't jive with me. All that's fine. But then to talk about how this it's unbelievable, it's unrealistic. I'm a combat veteran. Like, movies aren't made for you. They're just made, and they find their audiences. It's okay that they exist, Oliver. Like, this is so silly. I don't get it. You were going to say something too?
I was just going to say he's the guy who made Natural Born Killers, and he got the same exact criticisms about the movie being disgusting.
And that movie's not realistic either.
Yeah, I mean, dude, like, you know, you used your art to make something stylish, and like, I mean, like, what are we doing here? What are we doing? Like,
well, John Wick 4 is
John Wick hates the troops. Is that what he's trying to say?
John Wick 4 is disgusting beyond belief.
It's just so weird.
You know what? I'll never hear it, but I would love more context. Disgusting in what way? Because there's such a high body count, because it's the gruesomeness and the realism of the kills aren't shown in more detail, because the character's not the action isn't grounded. Like, let me hear your reasons. They're all dumb, but let me hear your reasons. There's Oliver Stone movies, and then there's like Arnold Schwarzenegger action movies, which are all way over the top. Or I'm dating myself here. There's no current equivalent, but they're all over the top and silly, and
we're not
high body
Fubar.
counts, and nobody's like, this is unbelievable. This is like, this doesn't make any sense. This isn't how it would be. That's not the point of those movies.
Yeah.
The point of those movies are stupid action thrill ride. That's it. You pay your whatever, you go in and you're like, that was a stupid fun movie. The end. Everything doesn't have to be deep. Can there be deep movies? Sure. That's fine. That's great. But everything doesn't have to be the thing that you think is okay. And I don't understand how you, a creative person, can't see that. Like, that's embarrassing to me.
It sounds like an old out of touch thing. Like, where was he when American Sniper came out? Like that movie, people have problems with too, even people in the military. Where was he during all that? And he's made Platoon himself, which shows kind of the black and whiteness and the gray areas of war, particularly the Vietnam War. But like, I mean, I don't know.
Perfect gift, Blood Ocean. He's got the old Abe Simpson there. John Wick is a great franchise. I think Reeves does excellent work, says TKO. Yeah, I mean, people obviously love the John Wick franchise, and there's nothing wrong with it.
They made 4
There's
of them.
nothing wrong with a popcorn action movie. Like, it's completely fine. And if you get more from it than that, that's great. And if you get less from it, that's great too. It's just the sheer gall to be like, this is unbelievable and disgusting, and it's lost touch with reality. There are movies that are fantasy that don't have wizards and superheroes and goblins. Like, there's fantastical movies that are set in a setting with characters that are realistic. That can exist. Anything anybody can dream up can exist as a movie or a game or a TV show. And this is your profession. This is your career. This is your art. This is your medium. This is your way of conveying stories. You not see this? How are you so self-absorbed that you can't see that there's a whole world out there to create stuff in, and it doesn't have to be painted with your brush? I don't get it. Even like stuff you hate, say a superhero movie or whatever, or whatever it may be. Superhero movie is probably not a great example, but you could see a movie and you could be like, well, I can at least appreciate that they were trying to do this and the actors gave it their all, and like they tried to do some things cinematically. Like, it's not my cup of tea. I don't like the movie. I don't like that genre, but there's an audience for it, and that's why they make it. Like that. That's it. You can share your opinions, be they strong, negative, or positive, without being like, this is I don't get why this exists. Like, you don't have to get why it exists. It's just not for you, and it's okay that it's not for you. But there you go, Oliver Stone, all about realism.
He's kind of on the crazy side, right? He has been for a while.
Unfortunately, a lot
So
of
this shouldn't come as much of a shock, I guess.
And then you got Guillermo del Toro trying to make movies, and they won't let him make movies.
Yeah, they don't even let get in the door. Hey, you got to prove yourself first. I won an Oscar last year.
Well, what have you done for me lately? This year. Tia Guerrero says maybe Stone just wanted to get back into public consciousness with this hot take. Has he got a movie coming out?
I doubt it.
Yeah, I don't know.
They don't let those people make movies. Those old folks make movies anymore.
They don't give him money anymore. Yeah, I don't know what the last movie he put out was.
I got no clue. 10 Division says, I understand his complaint. What does it have to do with video games? Well, that's the other thing. Oliver Stone's not playing video games. He just sees something where like lots of people get killed, and he's like, a video game influence. Like, we've never had action movies like this before.
I mean, I haven't seen the fourth one. I'm sure it uses like those CGI blood, which annoys me. I don't know. CGI blood in most instances.
Yeah, well, the first one
takes it away from me. So, but I mean, here's the thing. Like, if you're going to shoot one guy and it's a poignant scene or something, okay, you can make the blood look really good CGI perhaps. But like, if the whole movie hinges on like 80 people being gunned down and it's just like CGI blood, that gets to me. But again, I wouldn't be like, video game blood. I'd be like, the CGI blood's annoying.
I thought video game is shorthand for Oliver Stone for just something he doesn't like. Because, like I said, I guarantee he knows next to nothing about video games. I guarantee he's played probably less than 10 games, and that's being generous. And I'm imagining like all of those were played for 5 minutes or so. Like, I would never make a comment. This is like a something. I wish I could think of an example off the top of my head. Like, this is like, I would never be like, this is like an opera. I don't know crap about opera. I know people sing, and it's usually in a language I don't know. I wouldn't liken it to an opera because I don't know. That'd be ignorant of me. I'd be, whatever negative stereotypes I tied to something for whatever stupid reasons because I'm ignorant of that form of art. That's what my statement would really be. It'd be like me saying, I don't know about this thing, but I think it's bad. And this is equated to that. So that's why I wouldn't make a statement like that. Well, whatever. It's all, old guard. It's the old guard, man. They're not all like that, but a lot of them are. So, very quickly, since it is game related, I was going to say the old guard. It's like the Microsoft FTC battle going on. I don't know how much you guys saw that this week. What an embarrassment. So Microsoft is like the courtroom battles going on now, and it's about it's about Microsoft trying to buy Activision. And now the FTC is grilling them with questions, or the FTC's legal counsel is grilling them with questions. And it could not be more painfully obvious that the FTC has no idea what they're talking about. Because, again, they're talking about video games, and their legal counsel or their legal team are asking questions that are of someone who doesn't understand gaming at all, like at all in its most basic terms. It's so embarrassing, like trying to talk. It was so I don't know one half of it, but I know the other half. They brought up cloud gaming again, which has nothing to do with any of this. And they're like, how many teraflops does the Switch have? And like all kinds of weird questions that don't matter at all. And it got so bad that the judge was like, okay, I don't need you to ask this anymore. Apparently that never happens, where the legal counsel is, asking their questions and the judge steps in and is like, we've had enough. I don't need this information, and stop them from asking their questions. Yeah,
trust me.
Because other people who are legal people who I was reading on Twitter were like, this is very uncommon that the judge steps in and stops a line of questioning because they're just tired of hearing it. So they were like, I forget, one legal person on Twitter was like, this is very much not a good sign for the FTC for the judge to come in and be like, that's enough from you. So not going well so far. But you can follow Stephen Totillo on Twitter because he's live blogging or live tweet a whole courtroom drama. It's fascinating in the most embarrassing way because, like I said, FTC has to step in and be like, we don't think you should do this, but we don't know why. So it's embarrassing.
It's embarrassing.
But moving on, you want to hit me with that news jingle, please? I should have given you more heads up on that. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay.
Perfect. Last week, we talked about rumors of a Nintendo Direct, and this week, all aboard the hype train, the Nintendo Direct happened. And it wasn't a partner showcase. It wasn't an indie Direct. It was a full, fat, 40-minute plus Nintendo Direct. First things first, huge thank you to Quince and Nintendo Jam, because they tag team. Well, it's not a tag team. It's a triple threat, but that doesn't make sense here. They joined in with me on the Nintendo Direct to help me cover it. Myself, Quince, and Nintendo Jam traded off each post. So every time a game was announced, like I would do one, and then they take the next game, and then they take the next game, and then I would do it. So it really helped.
Fantastic.
Then we went in and added trailers, and Quince got all the assets put in there. We added some PR blurbs, so everything got filled out very quickly. Thank you to them. They really helped a lot. But let's talk about what was shown during the Nintendo Direct. And we're going to read your comments, because I asked you guys on Patreon to let me know what you think, so we'll get to that too. Got a lot to talk about here. Oh, my sister's texting me. Look at Mario in the second one. I'm going to send her a voice note because we're on the podcast. I'm doing the podcast right now. You are on the podcast. That's the actual art. That's how Mario looked back then. Isn't that crazy? She sent me like an old picture of a Donkey Kong arcade cabinet with Mario's like really weird old artwork.
Oh man, looks good.
I have a puzzle with that art on it. But anyway, Nintendo Direct. What did they talk about?
Looks even more like Captain Lou in that.
That's right. That's why they went with them. I want to do this not in the order of like the most exciting things, but boy, whatever. I'm just going to do it in order of the press release. We'll start with what ended the presentation. There were rumors of a new 2D Mario game, and those rumors were spot on. They announced Super Mario Brothers Wonder, the next evolution of Mario Fun. Comes out October 20th, 2023. So it's a brand new side-scrolling Mario game. And first thing, most importantly first, it is not a new Super Mario Brothers game. It is a new art style and a new approach, and I could not be any more happier about that, because it looks fantastic. I have never seen this much animation and attention to detail put into a side-scrolling Mario. It looks so good. The little animations that everybody has are fantastic. Mario and all the other characters, the enemies and everything, it looks so good. Mario running into a pipe and his hat flying off and him sticking his arm out to grab it and pull it back in, then popping out the other side of the pipe and looking around before he gets out. That little stuff adds so much personality to the game. I love it. And that kind of stuff is in all the characters. Oh, man. It looks so good.
If the music played in the trailer is kind of the style they go for the game, I also think it goes perfectly. There's something about the animation with that. It's almost like a chorus, there's like a chorus of people singing almost like.
Yeah, it's like the fake MIDI people singing, and it sounds great.
It reminds me of the levels in Super Mario Sunshine when they take away the thing, and it's
very
like
similar.
Boom, boom, and you got like rockapella doing the
It's very similar to that.
If they stick to that, it's going to be, the whole experience is going to be so awesome. It looks like a ball to play.
Yeah. So the big new mechanic this time around is the Wonder Seeds. You grab Wonder Seeds, and basically it's kind of like an even more acid trip than Touch Fuzzy Get Dizzy from Super Mario Super Mario World 2 Yoshi's Island. You grab these Wonder Seeds, and they make everything go crazy. When you see it happen, all the pipes come to life and start going up and down, and they got faces on them. The background's going crazy. A pipe turns on its side and inches around like a worm. Like all kinds of crazy weird stuff's going on. So that's great. There's also some kind of new thing to collect. They're little purple triangles. I don't know what they are, but they're a separate currency from other coins. So you're going to spend them on something. I don't know what you're going to spend them on though. We saw, as Deux mentioned, a brand new power-up, the Elephant Mario power-up, which I think just takes the place of like a big fat guy, because he just walks through things. Like he walks right into a Goomba and it doesn't do anything. So we saw playable Mario, Luigi, a la Gold, Peach. I want to make this very clear because a lot of people haven't noticed this. Yoshi is playable, but can also be ridden. So someone can play as Yoshi. That's your selectable character. And then in the game, a player 2 or 3 or 4 can jump on your back as Yoshi. So we've
Sure,
never
why
seen
not?
that before. That's awesome. So you can be Yoshi. Yoshi's not coming out of a question mark block. And then of course, question mark block. And then of course, the biggest reveal that made many people happy, Daisy is playable for the first time in a Mario game. Daisy is playable. It's not a reskinned Peach in a different colored dress. It's really Daisy. So good for her. She finally made it. And good for Nintendo. They finally decided to put Daisy playable in like a platforming Mario. That's awesome. Now the question is, there's some other new. We're somewhere else. This is not the Mushroom Kingdom. This is some part of Mushroom Kingdom we haven't seen before. There's some kind of new people here. I don't know what they are. They're not mushroom people. They kind of look like them, but they're not. The backgrounds do not look like the Mushroom Kingdom. They got different kinds of designs we haven't seen in the Mushroom Kingdom before. So I don't know where we are. Are we in a place with Wart? That's what I want to know.
Whoa.
Probably not, but I want Wart back every time, and I never do it. But I know Wart only lives in dreams, apparently. But this could be a dreamland. Why not?
Could be.
Why not? So yeah, the game looks. I love 2D Mario. It's been our last new 2D Mario was new Super Mario Brothers U on the Wii U, and then they did Deluxe on the Switch. But it's been since the Wii U, so that's awesome. And you know, people were like, once Zelda comes out, Switch is done. Nintendo's got nothing big, and I kept thinking like, I really don't think that's true. I can't imagine they would put out the Mario movie and not capitalize on that with some other Mario game. I'm like, that's a 1-2 punch that why would you not do that? And here we go. And we've heard rumors.
4 Mario games.
Yeah.
Now you get.
We've heard rumors for a long time now that they were doing a new 2D Mario game, and they came to fruition. So that was the showstopper. And also there's some kind of flowers in this game that talk. We have voiced dialogue in this game. The flowers like cheer you on and say things to you as you're going by. The flowers have something important is going on with them. And I love what they say. They add so much personality. Also, Mario's got some kind of like little caterpillar thing that's riding on his shoulder, like his head at points. It's wearing like a little crown. I don't know what's going on there. I love it. Like a whole bunch of new characters. I love it. I couldn't love it more.
Amazing.
I'm all about 2D Mario, but this one, animations alone, I was like, oh, I'm so sold on this. So October 20th, we don't have to wait too long. And I would imagine this one's been done for a while, to tell you the truth, but that's my own speculation. So I don't know.
Yeah, it's exciting. Looks great. I have no idea why. I mean, I know why they named it what they did. I think the name's unfortunate, but it's not going to stop me from buying it. So,
do you like New Super Mario Brothers as a name better than Super Mario Brothers Wonder?
Yes.
Oh, because I would think new. Well, okay, Wonder is just dumber for you,
Yes.
but new, I would think, could be more aggravating because it's not new forever. Like new is silly to keep in the title because then it's old.
I agree.
Just Wonder overall is dumber for you.
Yeah,
Okay.
Wonder doesn't, it seems a little for me. You know what I mean?
Peace and love.
With peace and love. But I'm going to play it and I'm going to love it.
I want you to know, I don't think Wonder is a dumb name, but I don't like Wonder as a name. Super Mario Brothers Wonder is not a name that I enjoy.
Oh,
I don't
wow,
care.
That feels good to hear. Thanks.
Oh,
man.
I have opinions on names, but they'll never stop me from playing a game or seeing
It's
anything.
not gonna
But
stop me.
Super Mario Brothers Wonder, it's fine, but I just don't like the way it rolls off the tongue. And I get it. Wonder Seeds. It makes sense thematically. I get it. It just, I'm like,
Yeah, it sounds like a Wii U era thing.
like Super Mario Galaxy. I'm like, that's a name. I like that.
Yeah,
name.
I like that name.
That's a great name. But
hey, I didn't like Super Mario Sunshine's name. And now I don't really mind. I don't even think about it now. But like, I still don't like that they call him Shines in that. I hate that. But I mean, what are you gonna do?
But you play the game and you love it. So,
Yeah, game's fun,
hey,
so why not?
that's it. Listen, say a name is dumb, silly, stupid, aggravating, all you want. My problem is when it stops you from interacting with something. That's where I'm like, okay, come on, just like ignore the name. But that's fine. Yes, Super Mario Brothers Wonder, not my cup of tea as far as the name goes, but I don't care. Kirby,
The name,
Super Mario Brothers Wonder, scale of 1 to 10. Name.
Geez, I don't know. Super Mario Brothers Wonder.
Wonder why they named it that.
Yeah, I'm maybe like a 4
Oh.
or 5.
Sure, why not?
All right, moving on. What else we got? Yeah, we'll talk about this. I don't think I've seen a bigger reaction than there was to this announcement. This is something people have been asking for literally decades, and Nintendo faked them out in the beginning, but it was true. Super Mario RPG is getting a Switch remake. It's happening. People have been dying for, begging for, clamoring for a remake of this game for decades, literally. And it finally happened. This was also another rumored project that turned out to be true. The trailer started off with the original intro to the original Super Mario RPG. And everybody was like, oh, Switch Online. They're bringing it to Switch Online. But then a little star shine comes in and flies behind Peach. And then blammo, all new. Visually all new. It's a remake. But it looks very extremely faithful to the gameplay and even the camera angles of the original, which as someone who doesn't like remakes, I can very much appreciate that. I'm like, this is a remake visually, certainly, and I'm sure there'll be a couple other wrinkles in there as well. But from a gameplay mechanic and gameplay presentation standpoint, it is very faithful to the original. So I appreciate that. I mean, you played the original not that long ago.
Just recently. I'm glad I did, because I would definitely be spending $60 on this remake. But now I don't have to, because I literally just played it and it looks exactly the same. I mean, it looks awesome. I'm glad that
people had on their bucket list for a very long time. So it was great to see.
I was more asking you how you felt about the entire presentation, because we're going to get into, there were quite a few remakes coming out. And that's, for a lot of people, from what I've been reading, that's what made this such a great presentation. But for you, I was like, oh man, I don't know if RMC is going to be too appreciative of all the things that are coming out. And you said, that you appreciate that they're going to be coming to one system, the Switch, and that people are going to be able to get a hold of this stuff easier, which is great. But as far as you're concerned, you've played them, you've been there, done that, bought the t-shirt.
Less than zero interest. Yeah. Super Mario RPG, love that game. I've played it a couple times since it's out. I got no interest in a remake, but that's not against this game. That's all remakes. They are not my thing. Yeah, I did a poll on Twitter, and I said this was the day of the Direct, but a few hours later, I asked what people thought of the Direct. They could vote. It was great. It was good. It was average. It was bad. 52% said it was great. 37% said it was good, and 10% said it was bad. So that leaves or 10% said it was average. That leaves just 1% that said it was bad. People really, really liked this Direct. So that's what 89% said it was great or it was good. So I mean, people, I can't think of any other Direct that had this overwhelmingly positive reaction, and that stems from, I saw games that I already played and I know I already like them, and it breaks my heart, but that's what it is. Like, I'm not knocking people who are down with all those remakes and everything like that, but that's how you get to a Direct that's so lauded, by showing people things they already know they like. So that's what you got. But that's not all there was. I'd say it was a really good mix of remakes and new stuff, which we will get into. Maybe I'll disagree with myself by the time I get through all the games. But yeah, so Super Mario RPG Remake, although they're just calling it Super Mario RPG because Nintendo doesn't really like to do that. They don't like to put remake in the title because they don't want to push people away. They want to fool stupid people too, to be like, oh, this is a new game. Because if some people do see remake or remaster or whatever, they'll be like, it's an old game. I don't like old games. But if you just say Super Mario RPG, they're like, oh, a new game. So
they're just keeping the name the exact same.
Exactly. No deluxe, no anything in there. Just Super Mario RPG.
That works, I think, in this case, just because so much time has passed. You know what I mean?
November 17th, 2023 is when it comes out. We still don't know how involved Square Enix is with this game. As you probably know, Square Soft at the time, Nintendo worked together on this game before the great Square Soft drought. So I'm sure Square Enix is involved in some way, but we don't know all the specifics. So there you go. Remake, visually different. Everything else pretty much the same. So I don't know what to say. But that's what you got. An enhanced version of Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon, which came out on the 3DS, I'm sure an embarrassingly long time ago. I don't know when that game came out, but longer than I'm sure I'd imagine. You can undo that if you want to close the thing.
It's not even that it's going to make much difference, just that the sun is kind of hit me just right. I'm a hot dog today.
Are you going to get this, Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon?
I don't know. Probably not. I'll have to see what it looks like. I still have a 3DS and that game, so I don't see why I would want to.
Well, that's coming undisclosed time in 2024. They also showed a brand new Princess Peach game. We don't know what it's called. We don't know anything about it other than Peach is walking on a stage and she can transform. And there's some other, like, what was it, fairy flower character with her? Some kind of stage show Peach game. I'm all about it. Happy to see Princess Peach getting a brand new game. That's awesome because we haven't seen anything where it's just her since Super Princess Peach on the DS over a decade ago. So alternate Liz says Peach doesn't have a crown either. I don't know what's going on there. So that looks awesome. But that they showed, like, that was like, I don't know what, 15 seconds, and they're like, here's a new Peach game. And they're like, what's happening here? We'll tell you more next year.
I don't know how you could say it looks awesome from what they showed because they didn't show anything. But
they showed Princess
Peach
in a main role, which is awesome. They showed a stage setting, which has great history with the Mario games, which I love that that's being explored. They showed they showed like all new characters, which I love. And they showed some sort of new gameplay mechanic, which I love. So it's all new stuff with a history and a legacy tied to Mario, which is, I love that Peach is going to explore some sort of stage setting with the Mario universe, because we've seen that Paper Mario has some of that, but more importantly, Super Mario Brothers 3. We've seen for decades now, was Super Mario Brothers 3 a play and not an actual adventure? I don't know. And Miyamoto's played coy about it. So I like that we're going back to that setting. So that's those are the reasons why I'm excited. There's compelling documentaries out there I could link you to. It's an interesting discussion. I mean, the literal beginning of the game is a stage play. Super Mario Brothers 3 starts off as a stage show.
I'm not arguing any of that.
No, I know. It's just intriguing. So now that we see Peach on the stage setup, I'm like, what's going on here? Because, you know, Miyamoto, he's got ideas that, you know, don't come to fruition for decades. So we don't even know that he's involved in this, but we'll find out in 2024. Mario plus Rabbids Sparks of Hope, the last Spark Hunter DLC, which we knew was coming, got announced as launching that day. So it's out now if you want to play that. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, the Wave 5 of the Booster Course Pass was showcased. And it's bringing with it a brand new track, Squeaky Clean Sprint, which takes place inside of a giant house. Now, I hate food-themed levels. But boy, do I love levels when you're shrunken down. I can't tell you how much I love like being inside a house as a tiny thing. Why do I love it? No idea. Because I love it. So this racetrack is inside of a house and you're racing around like a bathroom setting. It looks great. I love it. Also, 3 more characters on the way. I should say 3 returning characters to Mario Kart. Petey Piranha is coming back.
The worst character from Double Dash, but I'm happy that Double Dash got a little nod. But I mean, the worst. You can't see around him, and that's actually the only thing I remember him stinking about.
Wiggler. Love me some Wiggler.
I mean, you know, I love Wiggler. Should he be behind the wheel? No, he should be trying to block you. But hey,
he should be behind the wheel. He's still blocking you on the court. Like there's that one from the Wii. That's the big tree. He's wandering around there, isn't he?
Look, I know we're not comparing, but I'm going to. If we're talking Wiggler versus Diddy, who needs to be in the roster?
Is Diddy not in it?
No, baby.
I don't even remember. And Kamek makes the cut.
I like Kamek.
Kamek's cool.
I'm cool with
nice to see him in there. Diddy's really not in it.
He's not in it, man.
That seems wrong.
It is wrong. I've been trying to say.
10 Division says Diddy's not in it. That's crazy. I saw somebody else go. Oh, hi, Guy Bones. I didn't say hi to you. Good to see you. Still no Diddy, says Blood Ocean. All right, yeah. All three of these characters, get them out of there. Put Diddy in
That's
first.
my man. That's my man talking.
Hi, Lanquin. Good to see you. Yeah, Diddy should be there. Why is Diddy not there?
I have spoken.
Oh, Tantavision says I really want Rob. He was in Mario Kart DS. Yeah, give me Rob.
Yeah, that's a good
not
one, too.
over Diddy. Diddy's more prominent. Diddy first, but give me Rob. That would be cool. I'm a big Rob fan. I got both amiibo of Rob, of course. Rob was my main in Smash. So there you go. Also, we saw that the project is not dead. It's alive, and it's coming out soon. Detective Pikachu Returns, the sequel to Detective Pikachu on the 3DS.
My body is ready.
A cinematic adventure game with cases to solve and plenty of coffee, because as you know, Detective Pikachu loves his coffee. Well, like I said, this was announced years ago, and then Pokemon Company was just like, and goodbye. But now they showed, here it is. We've been working on it. Coming out October 6th, 2023. So not killed off, not in development trouble, just they held it for now. One of my favorite announcements of the whole Direct. But I don't want to say it's above Super Mario Brothers Wonder, but it's up there. For me, it gives it a run for its money. A new WarioWare was announced, and it is a direct sequel to my favorite WarioWare game. That was the Wii's Smooth Moves. This is the same thing, but with all brand new games. This is WarioWare Move It.
I'm a Wario. I'm gonna
Coming
win.
to Switch November 3rd, 2023. I cannot express my excitement for this game. When they first showed, when Wario's image popped up on the screen, I let out a little yelp. And then when I saw the first game, I was like, oh, it's Smooth Moves. And it's so for those who didn't play Smooth Moves or don't know it, that was the game on the Wii where it used the Wii remote in all kinds of amazing ways. And it had different styles that you would hold the remote in to play the games. WarioWare Move It is exactly the same. 200 brand new mini games or micro games. So sorry, Wario. 200 brand new micro games, but using the Joy-Con, dual Joy-Con. They make you put them behind your back to scrub a turtle shell. They make you use them on your legs, jet skier to lift your leg over rocks. Of course, the nose game is in there. It's a WarioWare game. You got to have it a nose game. But yeah, 200 new micro games, dual Joy-Con setup. Sign me up. I cannot wait for this one. I'm so excited. And I forget what the story was, but in Japan, the game's name makes it extremely clear this is a direct sequel to Smooth Moves. It was, I forget. Oh, basically, the name of the game over there is they added the word super to the title and are calling it the same thing. So there you go. This is a direct sequel, just all new content.
Yee-haw!
Me and you, Woody. So we got our WarioWare spinoff, and now we're getting our brand new traditional WarioWare. So couldn't be happier about that. They also showed a lot more about Pikmin 4. Did you watch all the Pikmin 4 stuff?
Yes.
It looks so good.
You know, I wanted to talk to you about this.
Let's go.
I don't think it looks all that interesting.
Let's hear.
Until we got to the nighttime stuff at the end of the trailer. I thought it looked pretty basic compared to what we've been used to. It didn't look anything. It just didn't look anything more than like a 3.5, really. I mean, it looked like more Pikmin, which I'm fine with.
Oh, well, I mean, it is more Pikmin, but
it wasn't until they showed the nighttime stuff with the glowing Pikmin that I was like, okay, they're doing something a little different here. But yeah, it didn't seem all
it's
that.
like it's all right.
Other
So
than the little dog that you get, there's
counterpoint. It's like its own Tears of the Kingdom. You have your regular Pikmin, you have your underground Pikmin, which is a whole new environment in and of itself. Then you have in the house Pikmin. We've never had in the house Pikmin.
Maybe I didn't watch the whole thing because did they explain
there's a
that?
whole there's a whole
It's
indoor
just in the trailer,
level.
right?
Yeah, you're inside a house, running around on kitchen counters and a table and
Well,
a
that's
living
why you
room
like
and
it because of the small person.
But I like
in a
the
big
underground
world.
being its own thing too, and the nighttime stuff. You can go out at night too. Yeah. Plus the dog Ochi. I love that he can attack. I love that you can hop on him to transport Pikmin places. Like you don't have to worry about water. You could take 10 Pikmin across on him. Yeah, I was like, I thought Pikmin 3 Deluxe was fantastic, but I thought that was very much like
2.5.
2.5. this I'm like, okay, this is the next step for Pikmin. This is really cool. So
Hopefully.
man, I've been so excited about this Pikmin. But when they showed this gameplay segment, first off, they gave a healthy amount of time to it. It was like 3-4 minutes. I was like, they're really trying to show people what this game has got. And I was like, I could watch this all day. I'm so about it. And you know what, dude? Next week we'll find out together because the demo comes out. So what's that? Like the 28th, I think it comes out. So excited for I love Pikmin. Deux also is a great fan of Pikmin. Man, I'm like so pumped for this game. I really can't wait to get my hands on it. It looks so good. And if you aren't a Pikmin fan, now is the perfect time to be a Pikmin fan because you can literally get all mainline Pikmin games on the Switch because they re-released Pikmin 1 and Pikmin 2 on Switch. So they're in HD. You can grab those right now, but they're the same game, just HD. Pikmin 3 came over to Switch as Pikmin 3 Deluxe, so you can grab that as well. Perfect lead into Pikmin 4. Give Pikmin 1 a try, see how you like it, and go from there. Or just give the Pikmin 4 demo a try.
Does this seem like an absurdly fast turnaround time between 3 and 4? Didn't 3 just come out a few years ago?
Well, 3 came out on the Wii U, but if you're talking Deluxe...
Oh, that's right. Okay. Yeah, that's why I'm thinking, because I didn't play it until it came to the Switch.
I'd say it'd be, a long time. For,
okay, it is a long time.
I played Deluxe as well for review purposes, and I loved it, but, I'm very happy it came to the Switch, because that's now the best-selling Pikmin game of all time, so...
Yeah, nobody had a Wii U, so it kind of got railroaded over there.
The combination of Switch and Pikmin helped the franchise get more attention than ever. So yeah, I'm very hopeful that Pikmin 4 becomes the best-selling Pikmin game, and they're putting out a demo, so they're confident in it, which is awesome.
And
I'm down.
You create your own player, right? You don't choose one of their
it's not like like a wrestling style create a character where you can do a whole bunch of things, but you create your character.
You can't take a picture of your dad's face and superimpose it.
No.
Oh, God.
But you get your Olimar Louis head styles plus a whole bunch of other weird not human style heads in there. But
okay.
I blown away. I was glued. Like when we were covering the direct, I lost myself in the footage of that. Thankfully, I didn't have to report that because it wasn't like new. We did a quick thing on it, but I just was like, while I'm covering directs, I'm typing and getting screenshots and stuff. And when that came on, I felt myself like looking over at the screen, and then I just was like, I'm just gonna watch it, and I just watched it. Oh God, I can't wait! I'm so excited.
The Pikmin games definitely give you a feeling.
Yep,
a very special feeling. I love how they're presented and the music and how it all works together. So I'm not giving up. I'm definitely going to play this one. And after hearing what you brought up, that I clearly wasn't kind of picking up the first time through when I watched the trailer. I think it's. I mean, I got enough faith in Nintendo. They know what they're doing. I think this one's going to.
Yeah, the whole underground section isn't just like you're down in the dirt and there's enemies like the last couple games. There's like they showed like air vents and fans and. There was like an aquarium in one, like a massive aquarium in one of them. Like, I mean, like, I don't know where you were. I'm imagining the underground area takes you to somewhere else completely different. That's my own speculation. I don't know. But like, the house doesn't have an aquarium in it. So somehow you're getting to the aquarium. And I want to just go back and watch the trailer. It's not like one fish tank. I mean, like it's an aquarium. There's an aquarium in the background. So I don't know what's going on, but I'm hyped for that. June 28th is the demo. Game comes out July 21st. What else we got here? Dragon Quest Monsters, The Dark Prince. Forgive me. I don't remember if it was teased that a Dragon Quest Monsters game was coming to Switch, or we knew a Dragon Quest Monsters game was coming to Switch, but either way, you got it. Dragon Quest Monsters was a really popular franchise for Square and DS owners. So many people were like, bring back that Monsters franchise. Now you're getting it on the Switch. Dragon Quest Monsters, The Dark Prince.
You underestimate the power of the dark side.
Let me see here.
The Dark Prince.
Batman Arkham Trilogy. Whatever. Gotta calm it down. So many outlets were like, first time these games have appeared on a Nintendo system. Well, sure, that counts if you're an idiot. because Batman Arkham whatever came to the Wii U. So I guess we'll just pretend that didn't happen.
Wrong.
So it's not the first time. It's the first time for 2 of the other Arkham games, but there you go. All 3 Arkham games coming to the Switch if you want.
They probably were like, not like Nintendo's going to be able to run them anyway.
Maybe this will be my excuse to go back and try and play the 3rd one again. I put in like 8 hours and I was like,
I don't know why you'd try.
Things click different places in life, different times. I don't know. But if you've never played any of those games or you love them and you just want to own them on your Switch to play them on the go, there you go. Palia, a multiplayer cozy adventure sim in which you create the idyllic life of your dreams. I believe that's free to play as well. So if you're one of those people. Persona 5 Tactica. There's been a whole thing about that. We basically, when it was announced, we thought it was coming, and now we know that it's coming. It's a Persona 5 spin-off game that's more of a tactics strategy style game than the RPG-esque version or the RPG style of traditional Persona. So there you go. That's coming out. No. We saw more of Pokemon Scarlet and Violet's DLC, The Hidden Treasure of Area Zero, Part 1 and Part 2. Part 1 comes out fall 2023. Part 2 comes out 2023. Oh, winter 2023. Part 2 is winter 2023. There you go. We did that one. Boy, if I just read it this way, it would have been way easier. Metal Gear Solid Master Collection Volume 1. I don't know where I wrote it. I think it was on GoNintendo proper. But the day before... What? Oh, yes, that's what it was. The day before, First 4 Figures, the company that makes statues, revealed that they're doing 2 statues for Metal Gear Solid 3. And I was like, oh, I can post on that. That's one of the rare Metal Gear games that came to a Nintendo system. Is on the 3DS. And I said that in the post. I was like, Nintendo fans don't really eat too well when it comes to Metal Gear. We haven't gotten many of the Metal Gear games in recent years, but Metal Gear Solid 3 was one of them that we did get. And here's 2 statues tied to it. Next day, this gets announced. I'm like, wow, did I speak this into existence?
So I'm more interested in a 3DS version of Snake Eater. That exists?
I played it, yeah.
How does it run? All right.
It ran fine, yeah. I don't remember there being any problems with it. Because I remember when it was announced, I was like, how's that going to work? Yeah, it was good.
What a strange system for that game, I think.
There was a time in there where companies were like, this is powerful enough that we might be able to do this. And you had stuff like, like Ubisoft and Splinter Cell as another example. Stuff like that where you're like, really? Oh, all right, okay. Yeah, there's another great example, and I can't think of it. Street Fighter. Like Street Fighter 4 was on the 3DS, and you're like, oh, really? All right.
That's weird.
So Metal Gear Solid Master Collection Volume 1 includes Metal Gear. It's a pretty cool package, and there's one reason why I would pick it up. I'll let you guess what the reason is. Metal Gear Solid, the original. Metal Gear Solid 2, Sons of Liberty. Metal Gear Solid 3, Snake Eater. Metal Gear, the original NES game. Metal Gear 2, Solid Snake, the sequel NES game.
No, that's... You're thinking of the PC ones. I believe it's called Snake's Revenge is the NES sequel. Is it not?
That's what I meant to say. I'm sorry. I misread it. Yes, you're right. I read the line above again. Yes, Snake's Revenge is correct.
Ooh.
That's also included in there. Then there's like extra digital content and VR missions and a whole bunch. There's like superfluous stuff in there that you can. There's like behind the scenes documentaries and stuff like that. So there you go. I don't remember when that is. October.
Now the Metal Gear Solid that's on there isn't that GameCube remake. I think it's the original, right?
It is not. It doesn't say Twin Snake, so it looks like it's the original. Yeah, I would imagine that's caught up in licensing with Nintendo and Silicon Knights and 3. I'm sure they could have worked something out, but they're like, instead of that, why don't we not pay money and use the one that we got?
Right.
So.
Yeah. I don't think I'm gonna. I was gonna pre-order this. I don't think I'm gonna get it because of that.
Because it's got the PlayStation 1 version.
I don't know if I'd be able to go back and do that. I'm kind of a baby about it. And then the second one, I'd only be getting it really for Snake Eater, and I've played Snake Eater already, and I'd be getting it too for the NES Metal Gear, just because that has a special place for me. But
because the truck have started to move.
that's right. I feel asleep.
Now, I am curious because of Snake's Revenge. Never played it.
Me either. I've always wanted to. I heard it's not great, but I want to.
That would be the selling point for me. If they had Metal Gear Solid for the Game Boy Color, or as I always call it, Metal Gear Ghost Babel, if they had that, hands down, I would buy this right away, because that's like something I want to own in like an actual way. But that one gets crapped on all the time. So,
Ghost Babel, is that what
it's called? It's called Metal Gear Solid here for the Game Boy Color, but it's not Metal Gear Solid, the PlayStation game. It's its own thing. In Japan, it was called Metal Gear Ghost Babel. It blends together classic Metal Gear from the NES and Metal Gear Solid gameplay into one game. It's fantastic. It blew me away at the time. I played it again not that long ago, and it was even better this time around. I was like, this
So
is
you still have
amazing.
this game,
I have it, yeah.
but it's only for the Game Boy Advance.
It was Game Boy Color.
Oh, wow.
Game Boy Color. It's so good. The fact that it's a mix of the gameplay styles of the original NES game and the modern, or at that time more modern Metal Gear Solid, bringing those two ideas together. It's not, there were plenty of Game Boy Color games that were like, we're the portable version of the console game, and it was very clear it was just farted out to make money. This was like, let's make something new, fun, that respects the franchise. It's great. Love that game. One of my favorite Game Boy Color games, easily. One of my favorite Metal Gear games, easily. It's Snake Eater is probably my favorite, and I'd put Ghost Babel right up there with it. I love Ghost Babel a ton. If you haven't played that game, seek it out. It's a good one. Is that available on any of the virtual console stuff, guys? I don't know. Yeah, look at this cutscene in the Game Boy Color version. Retsuzo put a GIF in there. Just they put in like story bits and cutscenes and some really cool graphical stuff in there. It's awesome. But there you go. Collection of Metal Gear games. Again, not my cup of tea, but very nice to see Switch owners and Nintendo fans in general get the option to play those games. Tears of the Kingdom is getting 2 new amiibo. We have a Zelda amiibo and a Ganondorf amiibo on the way to go along with your Link amiibo. Those come out holiday 2023. We got another look at Sonic Superstars, which looks awesome. Looks so great. Killer. Brought back the guy who created Sonic the Hedgehog to work on it. It's awesome. 12 new zones.
Wait, the one who's going to jail?
No.
And Yuji Naka is like considered like the father of Sonic, but he's the guy that like helped to make a ton of them. The guy who actually created Sonic, like he worked on the first game and other Sonic games. He worked all the way up to Sonic Adventure, I think, but he like designed Sonic. He's the man that made, I forget his name. It's like Otani or something. I don't remember. They brought him back. They were like, you want to do, just yesterday, we find out during the pandemic, Sonic team at Sega, some of the members of Sonic team had a Zoom party with,
well, of course,
this other guy, Otani, and they got all drunk on Zoom together. And one of the guys in Sonic team was like, do you want to make a 2D Sonic? And Otani's like, let's do it. And that's how it came to be.
Gotta go fast.
Yeah. So there you go. It exists. It's on the way. What is it? Fall 2023. We don't have a date yet. Retailers updated yesterday with October 17th. That's not confirmed by Sega, but could be true. The next Splatfest was revealed. One, I'm sure you'll have a dog in this fight. You're not actually going to play it, but here's the dog in the fight.
Oh.
The Splatfest, remember, they are tri-teamed Splatfest. Which flavor of ice cream is the best?
Mm.
Vanilla, strawberry, or mint chip?
And then they're going to add a 4th team, right, to get the actual best flavor, chocolate. I mean,
yeah. See, I really like mint chocolate chip, but I will admit it's not the best flavor.
It's not
of
mint
ice
chocolate
cream.
chip. It's mint chip. Yeah, it's mint chocolate chip.
Wow.
So
yeah,
they're not even chocolate.
they
chips.
don't put
They're
chocolate in there for obvious reasons.
Racist.
You're gonna split the player base between vanilla and chocolate. Like then the third person would never have a chance, or the third ice cream would never have a chance. So answer the
I think they're
question.
just biased against
Vanilla,
chocolate.
strawberry, or mint chip.
I don't know. I like all three flavors, to be honest with you.
And
tough-
that's
a
why
tough
they do it.
decision,
There
tough
you go.
decision.
Well, people, you'll have to decide starting or before July 14th, because that's when it starts off. So you don't have a lot of time. Make your choice now. Make sure you eat a ton of each flavor between now and then hopefully you'll have an answer. Nintendo Live, we don't need to talk about that. Just Dance 2024 edition comes out October 24th. You already knew that. Myth Force. I'm so happy this is coming to Switch because I was like, I want to play this game, but it's PC, and my friends don't have PCs, and it's going to be a whole rigmarole. Now I don't have to worry about it. Myth Force is coming to the Switch. This is, I'll read you the blurb. You guys should check out the trailer if you haven't seen it, because I think you might be down, especially if you know the inspiration. Journey through crypts and castles with your friends in this first-person melee roguelike inspired by Saturday morning cartoons. Brave dungeons alone or join forces with up to 3 friends in online drop-in co-op to take on ever-changing cursed lands. It's up to you to stop Daedalus from taking over, but it won't be easy. Make use of your medieval weaponry and legendary magic to smite hordes of enemies. It's first-person, dungeon crawler, roguelike, Saturday morning cartoon inspired, online drop-in, drop-out co-op. It's great. It looks awesome. Really cool. Coming to Switch this year. Another gem of the presentation for me. Wowed me. Day one. Easy. Penny's Big Breakaway. Brand new game announced. 3D platforming adventure. You heard me right. It's a 3D platformer. You know, they used to make those back in the day. During the N64 era, they were huge. In the GameCube era, we had a decent amount of them, and then they died. 3D platformer from the team behind Sonic Mania. How much better could it get? How much better could it get? Team behind Sonic Mania is making Penny's Big Breakaway. Explore the bright and colorful world of Macaroon as Penny and her newly animated friend Yo-Yo. You got a yo-yo as a weapon. Why do I love that? I don't know.
Like in
but
Star
I do.
Tropics?
Right? Star Tropics or Rygar?
So technically, that was
as a yo-yo.
That was a shield.
Like Yo-Noid.
Hey, there you go. He had a yo-yo.
I love a yo-yo. And what does this yo-yo do? It lets you grapple onto things in the air. You don't even, it just hangs in the air. It's like Bionic Commando, but you do it wherever you want. I love the look of this game. I love the soundtrack of this game. I love the gameplay mechanics of this game. I love the art style of this game. I love that it's a 3D platformer. There is nothing I don't love about this game. Oh, man, does it look good. 3D platformer in this day and age. What a world. What a time to be alive. Penny's Big Breakaway launches on Switch early next year. So they didn't say when in 2024, but early 2024. What's early for you? I'd say first quarter, January, February, March. If it's after that, that's not early anymore.
Yeah.
So hopefully one of those months. Go look at that trailer. If you have any interest in 3D platformers, looks killer. Fae Farm, we already knew about that game. September 8th, that comes out.
Sons of bitches.
Didn't mean to type.
That's
didn't
fine.
mean to do that.
Star Ocean, the second story R. This actually leaked before the direct because of a trademark. So we knew it was coming, but we didn't know what systems it was coming to. Surprisingly enough, it got announced for Switch first. Comes to Switch November 2nd. This is the next remake in the Star Ocean series, and this is the most requested remake. This is the installment that people love the most. So fans of Star Ocean, you're getting a remake of your favorite game, most likely. So good for you, my friends. A game we've all played here. Deux is out, but maybe back in. Kirby, I don't know how you feel. Vampire Survivors is coming to the Switch alongside the 4-player co-op update.
Oh, really?
And I said that would get me to go back in because it's local co-op. I think that'd be fun to play together, like all of us on the TV trying to keep track of the action.
It probably would.
I think that'd be a blast. Comes to Switch August 17th. So, multi-million seller. Phenomenon. Extremely popular still. Kirby's played the phone version. Deux and I played it on Xbox. Now we can have it on Switch August 17th. And to be clear, all versions of the game are getting the 4-player update. It's just that the Switch is launching the same day as the 4-player update. Obviously, they did that on purpose. They held the Switch version to include 4-player multiplayer because that's something very important to Switch. So that's fun. That's a cool announcement. Silent Hope was announced. We knew about this in Japan. It's got a different name there. I don't remember what it's called. 7 wordless warriors must work together to find a reclusive king in this action RPG. Explore the abyss and its ever-changing dungeons with 7 silent heroes, each with their own abilities and fighting styles. I love the story premise, and I love that each character is different and has their own abilities. After each dungeon run, you'll return with your treasures and craft better equipment to dive deeper and grow stronger, leveling up your heroes to tackle the challenging bosses lurking in the depths. Also takes place in the same world as Rune Factory, if you're a fan of that franchise. This game looks cool. October 3rd comes out. Headbangers Rhythm Royale, which is a game that was announced at Summer Game Fest, so we already knew it was coming. It's a rhythm-based battle royale. I mean, I love battle royales, but I love rhythm games even more, so I'm down. Up to 30 players can ruffle each other's feathers in more than 20 musical minigames. So imagine Rhythm Heaven, but multiplayer for 30 players, and you're all gunning to be the number 1 player. I love it. I love the idea.
I'm interested.
October 31st. Gloomhaven got a surprise reveal for Switch. Lead your mercenaries to riches, or Doom, in this adaptation of the hit board game featuring turn-based card battles with RPG elements. Comes out September 18th. Manic Mechanics. This got glossed over a little bit, but I think you should pay attention to it. Chaotic co-op game. You and up to 3 friends are cast as traveling mechanics who must repair vehicles quickly to earn points and work your way through the town of Octane Isle. So imagine... Oh, what's the name of that game? Overcooked. Right? That's what it's called. Imagine Overcooked, but it's about cars instead. People love Overcooked. And here's another reason. This is made by Mojang, the Minecraft developer. So a developer that knows what they're doing. So if you got friends for co-op and you're down with that kind of gameplay, I think you should check this out. It comes out July 13th. And then finally, we got another look at Hot Wheels Unleashed 2 Turbocharged. I played Hot Wheels Unleashed on Switch. I really liked it. That game was a ton of fun. That was awesome. This is the sequel coming out. I don't know if there's any Hot Wheels trains coming out October 19th. Just more of everything. More cars, 130 vehicles, new tracks. 12 players can race in online. There you go.
It's free.
So that's your direct. Oh, that was a lot of talking. My mouth hurts. People loved this direct. Not my favorite direct, but I really did enjoy it. And its high points might have been among the high points of other directs for me. Just as Deux said, you know, I shouldn't say I'm not really a remake guy. I'm not a remake guy. I'm not going to be buying any of these remakes because I just do not have an interest. I want new games.
Been there, done that.
I'm not harping on remake people. It's just like, yeah, I played the original. If I want to play the game again,
you're better than all of those people that like those.
I'll play the original. But there's something in other people that are like, oh, here it is again. I don't know what to say. Like, I'm not trying to sound like a jerk about people that like remakes. I honestly think it's 1,000,000% fine. I don't like what it does to the industry, but I'm not going to fault people for wanting to buy something that interests them. Go right ahead. It's just
he's heading towards certain death.
I don't know, but yes, as TKO says, good lineup to fill out the year. That's very true. Multiple heavy hitters, big name games, niche titles, things with broad appeal. It looks like a great rest of the year for Switch. It really looks. I thought the rest of the year for Switch was going to be good. I didn't think it was going to be this strong. It looks really good to me. Between third party and Windows doing, I'm down. Looks awesome. So there you go. That was the direct. I give it an 8 out of 10. I give it 8 out of 10. That's where I'm at. If you want a grade, go right ahead.
No, I think you said it nice.
There you go. Stacia says, what a solid direct. Super excited for Super Mario RPG. The new graphics and music honestly had me tearing up. Can't wait. Music-wise, I'm all about that. Man, because they brought back What's-Her-Face to do the soundtrack. The woman who did the soundtrack of the original came back to do the orchestrations for the remake. So I applaud that decision. That's fantastic because the music sounded great. Yeah. That game's got a great soundtrack on the Super Nintendo. It's nice to hear orchestrated version of those songs that sound faithful to the original. So I'm down. Love it.
I got music.
So there you go. We're at that. All right. No,
I have spoken.
we don't have to do that. We don't have to do that. We will do this. We don't know how many units Mario plus Rabbids Sparks of Hope sold, but it pales in comparison to Kingdom Battle. Kingdom Battle sold over 10 million units. Sparks of Hope has not moved that many. I'm going to guess it's over 1 million, but we don't know how much more than that. And we've talked a little bit about why in the past. It seems like the majority of people said, why would we get it at launch when we know Ubisoft's going to have like an 80% off sale a month later? Because that's what they do with all their games. And makes sense to me, I guess. Yeah, why bother spend $60 when you can spend $20 like a month later? But Ubisoft has a different idea. This is Ubisoft CEO Guillemot. He says, we've already released a Mario Rabbids game on Switch. So by doing another, we had two similar experiences on the machine. On Nintendo, games like this never die. There are 25 Mario games on Switch. Nintendo has advised that it's better to do one iteration on each machine. We were a bit too early. We should have waited for the next console. Oh, all right. Well, maybe. That could be true. He also says, we will wait. We will update it for the new machine that will come in the future. So I think that's his confirmation of saying Switch 2, whatever happens, we're going to bring this game over there. Because that'll be very cheap for them to do, and they'll recoup some costs. So, yeah, that's fine. I don't know how many people were like, I already played the Mario Rabbids RPG. I don't want the sequel. I think it's more what, I read online, what the actual people said. They all said, not buying it at launch is going to be too much money, and I'll get it when it's discounted because Ubisoft discounts everything immediately. So we've had this talk about plenty of games over the time. We're like, I won't get this at launch because it's $70. I'll wait a week or a month and they'll be $20 off or something. So I don't know.
Yeah, I was thinking the only way I could get the Super Mario RPG remake if I wanted a discount would be to buy it on the next Nintendo system if they were to re-release it onto that one, it would come out for like $40 or something.
You could do the voucher program because you're definitely going to get Pikmin 4.
Yeah, I could do that.
And
too.
then that'll get you what? $20
I could do
off?
that too. But I'm a physical man now these days. So
yes. Weird says, how many copies has this game sold worldwide? We don't know, my friend. We don't know. They haven't said. They just said it didn't do what they wanted to. Oh, this is great. This is great. Oh, man. Love this story. Get ready to get mad, some people. Okay, so I want to stress this survey, the survey and study was done by sports betting site Odds Seeker. So just like when we're like, Sony did Sony did a study and the results are the study was performed by Sony. You're like, this was done by Odds Seeker. It's not like you're going to them to get all your studies on important information, but this isn't important. But they did crunch actual numbers here and gave actual sources for the data. That Sony didn't do. So I'm not saying Odds Seeker is the best place to go for all your research studies, but I am saying they provided the rubric for how they got to their information and the links and sources for all their data. So all they did was go and crunch the numbers and give you the results.
Numbers.
So they went on Reddit to search like what words and terms and phrases gamers are saying. They looked at 366,000 Reddit posts from across the last year through various gaming subreddits. They looked at the vocabulary in each subreddit, and they determined a level of intelligence based on amount of unique words used. So, not repeat words or anything like that. Their study, according to the final results, Nintendo fans came out on top as the most intelligent with 22,000 unique words used. Also, they searched out which subreddits were the most profane and toxic. Nintendo finished towards the bottom. 23% of Smash Brothers posts were negative, while Animal Crossing was 14% negative. They didn't give specifics whether that's profane or toxic, just negative.
Call of Duty.
But they're at the bottom. They're at the yeah, Josh. Yeah, we know what you're getting into a conversation. Would you guys like to hear the other? Well, here I'll just tell you subreddits for most unique words in the top 10, starting with Zelda at 10, StarCraft, Minecraft, Halo, Skyrim, Pokemon, Smash, Hearthstone, World of Warcraft, and the most unique, intelligent single subreddit out there, League of Legends. 32,000 unique words used in that subreddit. Least unique intelligence, they're saying, let's just say least intelligent. Let's not say dumb. Starting with number 10, Valorant, Apex Legends, Fortnite, Rocket League, Call of Duty, Animal Crossing is in there. Call of Duty Warzone, Clash of Clans, Hogwarts Legacy, and the number one least intelligent community on Reddit. Come on, guys. Can you pick a game? We already said Call of Duty.
Well, I'm looking at it. So I know
Oh,
what it
never
is.
mind. Kirby, do you want to guess? You don't have to.
I would have guessed Fortnite if you hadn't said it already.
No, Fortnite is number 8. Number 1 is Grand Theft Auto.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
So, and then as we said, rankings by number of unique words measuring intelligence. According to this, the least intelligent platform subreddit is Xbox One with 20,173, followed by PlayStation with 20,382. Then Switch specifically at 21,734. PC at 22,000, and Nintendo in general at number 1 with 22,000. So just to be completely fair, the spread between least and most is roughly 2,200. So it's not like there's a huge difference, but there is a noticeable difference. So there you go. And obviously, most toxic, you know how that goes. And racist, I mean, yeah, I don't want to generalize, but you can guess the subreddits where that stuff's going on. But we did it, Nintendo fans, as Quince used in the byline here because he's a Nintendo fan. I am so smart. SMR2. Ridley Saria says more intelligent, maybe, but wiser for sure if they stayed off Reddit. Wow. There you go. That's a good one. That's true. Stay away from Reddit. Oh my God. I forgot about this story. Please tell me you didn't read this Pokemon story.
I didn't read the Pokemon
I guarantee it's one you're going to be interested in. I've shared a lot of mind-blowing, or let's not use mind-blowing. I've shared a lot of crazy Pokemon stories over the years. This is the craziest. Oh, God. And the best part is you're going to love it because it really has very little to do with Pokemon, but it has everything to do with Pokemon. All right. A 34-year-old man was arrested for allegedly building and detonating homemade explosives. For weeks, locals in the area had been hearing and feeling the effects of explosions in their neighborhood. And they're like, what is going on? Neighbors were obviously concerned. One night at 3:30 in the morning, a kaboom went off. People called the cops. They're like, another one of these explosions happens. I think it was over here by us.
Must have been that beanie at the dinner.
Cops came out to check it out. They're walking through the woods. They find a crater, a fresh crater blown in the ground. You know what else they found? A bunch of Pokemon cards scattered around the crater. They're like, what the hell is going on here? That's when one of the officers that responded to the scene was like, wait a minute. A few days earlier, he had arrested a guy. The guy's name is Jeremiah Burnett, or Burnett if he's French. Jeremiah was arrested a few days earlier because he got into an argument with somebody in his hometown. They were arguing about whatever. We don't know. But it was a very heated argument. And at one point during the conversation, Jeremiah looked at the other guy and said, boom. Just looked at him and said, boom, and then left. A couple days later, the guy who was told boom He goes out on his front steps, and there's a single Pokemon card sitting on the front steps. And this guy's like, what's going on? So he calls the cops. The cops go arrest this guy because he's threatening this guy. Fast forward to a crater in the ground with Pokemon cards scattered around it. And the one cop is like, we arrested a guy and we found Pokemon cards on him, but we didn't think of anything of it because we're like, whatever. Now we find an explosion hole with Pokemon cards around it. It's got to be this guy. So they get the warrant to search this guy's house. They find tons of homemade explosives and packs and packs and packs of Pokemon cards. So they're like, obviously this is the guy. They go back to the guy who's already in jail, and they're like, is this you? He's like, yeah, I built the explosives. He gives no reason for the Pokemon cards.
Oh, God damn it.
What's going on? Was this just his like literal calling card? Like, I'm the Pokemon bomber?
I'm sorry, I'm confused. Did that explosive that made the crater, did that go off after he was arrested?
Yeah, was that he was in jail when that went off? That's kind of
maybe he was let go by that. He was put in jail. Maybe he wasn't.
Okay.
Maybe he spent a night in jail and they let him out.
Okay.
Because it was only threat. They didn't originally arrest him because of anything bomb related. They arrested him because he threatened the other guy.
Because he left a card on.
They got in a heated argument. He said boom to the guy.
But how would you know, like, if you got into an argument with somebody and then the next day saw a Pokemon card on your stoop, would you think that was related at all? I don't think I would.
Well, I get into a fight with somebody. He tells me boom and walks away. I'd be like, and then
I would not
2
be
days later,
Pokemon
a random Pokemon card shows up on my stoop. I don't know that I'd be like, it's definitely that guy, but I'd be like, I might
maybe
say something about this guy.
Bulbasaur or something.
Yeah, maybe it was Voltorb or some explosive Pokemon, and you're like, oh no. Yeah, I don't know. It's just the guy called because.
Man, that's great.
And now we don't know the exact timeline, so it could have been the guy was threatened with boom. He called the cops right away. They took him in. He spent a night in jail, and then the next day when it got out, he went and left a Pokemon card on that guy's front steps. Maybe that's how it happened. I don't know the exact timeline. All we know is this is the guy. He's leaving Pokemon cards at his explosion sites or blowing them up, and we don't know why. What? I need to know. I need an interview with this man. It's not like he was using them to build the explosive devices. He's just I don't know. I don't know. I don't know, and I love this story so much.
I have to admit, it was an entertaining Pokemon related story. Thank you.
We caught them all. The Pokebomber. There you go. You're right, TKO. That's it. Man, I love this story so much.
I do too. It had a lot of twists and turns.
Yeah, and it's one of those stories. I'm sorry, Deux. You like a show that ends. We don't have a story that ends here. It's a what if.
I'm intrigued. Something's coming across my desk about it actually. So I don't mind at all.
I'm excited to hear that. We don't need to do 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 that. We do need to do this. North America. What did we get? We got Pikmin 1 and 2. We got Story of Seasons, A Wonderful Life. Alice Sisters. Arcade Archives Mega Blast. Auralux Constellations. Brood Star. Castle of Heart and Jet Cave Adventure bundled together. Charade Maniacs. Dolmen Yord, Viking Islands. Dr. Fetus's Mean Meat Machine. That is Super Meat Boy, but it's Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine spinoff. Earthen Dragon, or spiritual successor, I should say. Everdream Valley. Fall of Porcupine. Gramic Paint Roller. Johnny Trigger Action Collection. Little Friends Puppy Island. Lost Lands Sand Captivity. Marble Ball Friends. Neko Secret Homecoming. N Piano. Pretty Princess Magical Garden Island. Princess Closet Fashion and Love Will Change Me. That sounds beautiful. Raging Bites. Oh, Railway Empire 2. Thanks for the sponsorship. Retro Rollers Bundle. Rice Bowl Restaurant. Scoutfold Usurper. Sky Caravan. Soul Vars. The Last Hero of Nostalgia. That looks cool. I missed that on Xbox. I want to play it. Tricks Magician. Unimime? Unimime? I don't know. Unimime, because I should have read the rest of the title. Unimime, Unicycle Madness. Valtherian Arc Hero School Story 2. Wolf Simulator RPG Survival Animal Battle. And Zenful Journey. Sticer says, what are the next North American masterpieces? Let's find out with Raw Meat Sweet releases. Wow, thank you, Sticer. Josh, can you do us up for Not Nicky? And are you okay doing them?
Sure.
What are the next European masterpieces? Let's find out with Nicky's sweet releases.
All right. Time for European Switch eShop releases for the week of June 22nd, the year of our Lord 2023. This is Deux Michaels filling in for the incomparable Nicky Hill. We speak your name. Alice Sisters, Auralux Constellations, Castle of Heart plus Jet Cave Adventure Bundle, Cave of Past Sorrows, Corbid, A Colorful Adventure,
Corbid Dallas.
Corbid Burnson, Cyber Hunters, Dr. Fetus's Mean Meat Machine, Earthen Dragon, Everdream Valley,
Oh, sorry about that.
Finger Football Golan 2, Hoppy Hop, Marble Ball Friends, Nico Secret Homecoming.
Sorry, Neko. I just want to correct you because it's a hentai cat game.
Oh,
Cat girl game.
Necro
means cat.
Necro Secret Homecoming, Nova Lands, Pikmin 1 HD, Pikmin 2 HD, Pretty Princess Magical Garden Island, Princess Closet Fashion and Love Will Change Me,
Change everybody.
Quick Race, Railway Empire 2, Robolot, Stay Out of the House, The Last Hero of Nostalgia, The Wonderful 101 After School Hero.
That is the DLC released as a standalone project.
Finally!
Tricks Magician, Unimime, Unicycle Madness, Valtherian Arc Hero School Story 2, Wolf Simulator RPG Survival Animal Battle, and last but not least, Zenful Journey.
Is there a comment there, Deux?
There sure is. Let me tell you what it says. Kuribo says, I've never played a Pikmin game with 3 and now 1 and 2 on Switch. Is now the time to overdose before 4.
Yes. You could give a week to each. Yep. Now's the time to do it.
Now's the time.
Whoa. I definitely think that's the right idea. Well, I'm going to lump these two stories together, and I mentioned a little bit at the top of the show. FTC versus Microsoft, all about Microsoft trying to buy Activision Blizzard. And the silly questions the FTC is asking. And as I said, it points to the FTC not knowing anything about games. First off, the FTC's legal counsel is not sure the Switch would be counted in the same console market as the one that the Xbox operates in. Because, Switch and Xbox are so different. They both play video games, and they both share many of the same games. Horsepower-wise, certainly, yes. Content-wise, not really, no. There's exclusive games on all of them.
It's not going to happen.
Lots of those titles are available across all platforms. And then there's a whole debate about, is the Switch a Generation 8 or Generation 9 device? And you know what? It doesn't matter to anybody, and nobody cares, and it's not relevant to any discussion you're having. So why are you doing this? So dumb.
It really is such a waste of time.
Yeah.
When you think about the things that they're discussing.
It's
here.
a waste of time coming from people who are wasting others' time, who haven't taken the time to know what they're talking about. Can you not have anyone on your team that knows something about games? Like, bring on an expert that can sit there with you before you go to the courtroom, and it's like, that question isn't really going to get across the point you're trying to get. You should probably go through it this way. I'm not saying they need any legal expertise because they don't. They would have game expertise because you're asking questions that are a waste of time.
Yeah, just ask one of your kids or something.
Right? They also question. So, by the way, they have Microsoft's Phil Spencer up on the stand, and they're asking him how many frames per second can the Switch handle, because they are obsessed with figuring out what the Switch is in relation to Microsoft buying Activision.
It doesn't even make any sense. I don't even know what Nintendo has to do with the
Well,
conversation at all.
Microsoft has said if they buy Activision Blizzard, they will still bring many of those games to other systems, PC, cloud, Switch included. So now
they're trying to.
the FTC has to figure out.
You're lying because there's no way any of these games could run on the Switch.
Yes, even though there's already examples of that. And they're trying to get them to do the same thing for PC and cloud. So basically showing a complete misunderstanding of everything that's possible. But man, so it is. So Phil Spencer's got to sit up there and answer these stupid questions for people who won't understand his answers anyway. Then they frames per second, like I said, along with GPU teraflops that the Switch is capable of.
That's a good question.
The FTC's lawyer asked Spencer if, quote, the Xbox X metric operates higher flops than the Switch, end quote, which is a technobabble comment that means nothing to anyone. So Spencer was like, I don't know how to answer that question. And then the FTC lawyers were like, well, how about cloud gaming? And that's where the judge was like, all right, we're done here. Thank you. We're good. Currybo says, I think we had some verbiage a while back from the FTC where they classed Nintendo and Switch as a different market compared to Xbox Series and PS5. Yep, they did.
I understand.
They definitely did. Are they different? Hi, Marsboro. Yeah, there's a difference without a doubt. Are they extremely different? No, because they all play video games and they all play a sizable amount of the same games. The main differences in Switch are horsepower and it's portable. But as far as what people are playing, thousands of games are available on all those platforms that are exactly the same. The only difference would be resolution. Hi, PC. Good to see you. So there you go. And then also, this led into conversation of Microsoft talking about Call of Duty, because FTC is like, how are you going to do it? How are you going to get Call of Duty on the Switch? And
Call of Duty, bro.
Josh is very intrigued by this part. Phil Spencer talked about
your business.
Josh, you're tough to deal with sometimes. Spencer said the goal for Call of Duty on Switch would be to provide something equal to, if not better than, the quality of other Switch games. Well,
hell yeah.
Very normal statement. Spencer also says the devs would aim to release a game that would play relatively great. That's a quote, relatively great, end quote, when stacked up with other Switch releases. So yeah, what are you going to say?
Very cool.
We're talking about things that don't exist yet. How would Call of Duty be on the Switch? It would be as good or better than the other games on Switch. How would it be quality-wise? It would be relatively great. Like, what are you supposed to... They're not going to do this deal and be like, let's fart out a bomb. They're going to be like, let's do what we said we're going to do and try our best. Like, it's so dumb. And then they were asked directly, would Call of Duty on Switch look the same when compared to the Xbox version? And Phil Spencer was like, no, not going to look the same. It'll play great, but it's not going to look the same. So FTC's like, we got you. Like, you didn't know. You don't just don't.
Still going to be there though. Like,
you don't understand.
Still going to be able to play in the game. I don't understand what they're trying to knock
FTC's a
them down.
graphics whore. That's what it is. They're like, not going to look as good. Not worth it.
Because they play, they know so much about the games and they're going to be chomping at the bit to play the best version.
I guarantee you could be like, here's a Switch, and you could hand them like a Game Boy Advance and it'd be like, oh, very impressive. Like, I guarantee. Not all of them on that team, but I guarantee some of them you would give them that and they'd be like, oh, all right, I understand.
I like how their questions are like, how many teraflops precisely, this and that, precisely, all these weird things. And then it's like, how's it going to run? Relatively good. And it's like, well, what does relatively mean when we're asking all these precise questions? It's all BS. It's all
well, to be clear, that's what Microsoft was responding by saying relatively good, where FTC was clearly showing they don't understand games, and then they were asking how many teraflops because they
Right.
don't know anything. Curbo says we all have lofty goals that we always fall short of. LOL. Yeah, we'll see what happens. I would imagine they've already said it will have feature parity with the other versions. So that means every feature that Call of Duty gets on Xbox and PlayStation, we will get on Switch. So online, multiplayer, trying to think, all the same weapons, all the same levels, all that stuff. But it won't have the same resolution or frame rate or graphical fidelity. So yeah, everybody knows that. So whatever. This was just week 1 of this. So we're gonna have a lot of gems coming from this as the weeks continue on. There you go. That's that. There was something I'm forgetting to do, and I'm embarrassed because it was important. It's not in my notes. I do this all the time. I'm like, I won't write that down. I'll remember it. It's gone.
Boring.
Thank you, Josh. Well, let's move on then. You've had visitors for a while, but you've been a free boy this week. Have you gotten back to playing things?
Yeah, I played a little bit more of Tears of the Kingdom. Started got a little further in the story. I think I've only got I did all those teardrops that you had recommended. I didn't drop any tears at the end, but I liked, I was into the story. So I'm into that. I did I did 4 out of the 5 temples or whatever's on that there.
So you did all the main ones then. You did Rito.
I didn't do because I stumbled upon one in the depths by mistake that I didn't mean to do. This was like a month ago. So and it wasn't even a temple. It was like was like a thing. Like you get another one of those ghosts to follow you.
Yeah.
So anyways, so yeah, I haven't done the desert ladies yet. The Gerudo.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah, so I said Gerudo.
Okay. I thought you said the Rudo.
No,
and I was
Gerudo,
like,
yes.
He thinks the Rito. I was like, no.
Gerudo, the Rito.
Okay. The Gerudo. Yeah, I just need to
The Dorito, yeah.
Dorito?
I'm
Doritos,
so
yeah.
hungry right now. It's the Doritos.
That's probably my I don't know. No. I like that dungeon a lot. I'm gonna give it a 3rd place out of the 4 main dungeons.
Okay. So you liked the water one a lot. I liked the water one.
See, that's the thing. I love water's my least favorite because it's the shortest of all of them. But the design of it is awesome.
Okay. I was getting confused with something you'd said last week.
The Ascent Up, and I love that. I love it. I really loved it. I loved that one. But the Gerudo one. Oh no. Yeah. Okay. So Gerudo one. Let me go in order. Wind is my favorite. Goron is my 2nd favorite. Gerudo is 3rd. Water is 4th. But they're all the wind one is considerably out above the others. The other 3 are very close to each other.
I mean, it's not cheating because they let you do it. I was gonna say I cheated for the Goron one just because I tried to do a couple of those mine carts and I was like, you know what, I can just build
you do it however you want. I climbed all over stuff. Yeah,
I
went through ceilings.
Yeah, I built a bike and I just flew everywhere. I just
skipped fine.
Skipped all the mine cart stuff and I did it and I was done and I did it and like I was like, RMC's never gonna do it this way. But
no, that's not cheating. That's 100% fine. That's intended mechanic. You could go about it how the minecarts. I did some of the minecart stuff, and then when I was trying to get some of the other things on your map, the things you got to activate, I climbed up the side of one thing and I went through a ceiling, and the other one I like dropped down from below, like flew to it. So yeah,
I would have been fine doing it all minecart, but like if you screwed up, you had to go all the way back and do a whole there was kind of like a lot of backtracking to reset up
There's a big elevator that you could take up. I activated it because I did it, and I was like, oh, if I fall, I can ride this up.
Yeah, well, I don't know for me if it was as much about falling as it was about having to get all the way back and reposition a minecart and do some. I don't really recall now. It's been a while.
Music in that temple, they did something special with that music too. A little jazzy to it. I really appreciate that.
When you were, I texted you all these things like when we first got the game, and you weren't going to get to them until you started the story. So like I never really got to follow up with you. But did you notice at all this song that's playing in the fish people, what are they called, the Zora like temple, before you finish that big mission there? Because like it's got such a Resident Evil feel to it, and I just wanted
I know
some
the
recognition
song.
of that, because it was like it's the Zora's Domain song, but it's played really slow and sad with this piano over it,
Yeah.
and the piano just made me think. It brought me back to like a Resident Evil save room vibe almost, or like something along those lines.
I
But
do get what you're saying. If you didn't say it to me, I don't know that I would have recognized it, but I do definitely get the vibe from that. Yes. So I agree with you, because when I was there, when I eventually went there, I remember you said that. So I was listening for it. But if you didn't say it, I don't
Yeah.
know that I would have picked it up. But you're more like classic Resident Evil is much more in the forefront of your head. Obviously, I know a lot about it, but not as much as you do. So
yeah,
those memories don't stick with me as much. Without spoilers, I love that boss in the Zoras.
really, I thought that was kind of a subpar boss.
I love that boss because it's very much, without spoilers again, it's very much like a Wind Waker boss.
Yeah, I
And
guess so.
and even the music for it was very Wind Waker-ish. And I was like, oh, I like what they're doing here.
Without spoiling anything, I just found parts of it kind of annoying.
I didn't find it annoying. I liked it
because
I
I
had fun with
wasn't
it.
I wasn't playing very well, to be honest.
I had a lot of fun with
I
that
kept getting stuck.
one. Anything else you want to say about it? The game in general?
I'm sad that I'm seeing Addison less and less. I'm sure there's got to be a couple of places out there that he is holding up that sign, and I just got to find him.
There's
But,
80 of them. So
are there really?
There
Man,
are
then
80.
there's probably
Oh,
a
wow.
bunch still. But like, I just feel like I haven't been seeing them. I used to see them all the time, and now I don't see them as much. So that makes me sad.
Marsborough said their order of temples was Earth, Wind, Fire, and then Hall, and then Oats.
Nice. That's very funny.
That's it. You're good. That's all you played.
Yeah, I mean, that's all I played, so I got really nothing else to say here. I'm moving along slowly, probably, I don't know, getting there. I think there's like maybe 12 shrines left for me.
Mm-hmm. Kirby?
Yeah, just a little Tears of the Kingdom, just a couple of shrines, and yeah, not too much.
Okay.
What have you played?
Obviously, I played Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, and I've been saving this for you guys. I have completed the game.
Oh, I should have known.
Really?
I finished it on Tuesday night. It's
Oh.
over. All shrines, all light
Oh
seeds.
my god, how did you do this?
It's done. I played every night, pretty much every night, from like I'll say 1 to 4, maybe 1 to 5 a few times, because I would only ever quit because I'm like, I gotta either do some more work or I gotta go to bed. Like I just couldn't. I wanted to stay up and play more every single time, but sadly, it's over
Man,
for
you
me.
didn't. I feel like you weren't savoring it at the end. I feel like
There was nothing left for me to savor.
You didn't. So you've done like all the side missions and stuff that you came across?
No, I only did the side missions I wanted to.
Oh, okay.
I wanted to do all the seeds. I wanted to do all the shrines, and there were plenty of side missions I wanted to do, like the pen ones I wanted to do. I want to do more sign guy, but I'm not. When I saw them, I did them, but I'm not like I need to hunt all. Like I'm not going to go find all the Koroks. I don't care about that.
Right.
And any of the side missions I wanted to do, I wrapped up before I went with the story. So I did the.
Did you find all the wells and things like that?
No, but how many are there? 20. I have 17, I think. I did like the statues where it's like I need a tear from the dragon. I did all those. Yeah, just anything. There was nothing that I started that I was like, that's not fun. I'm not going to do it. There's just stuff where I was like, I'm not going to do it. Like I don't want to do it.
Rebuilt that one town that was attacked by pirates.
That I did, yeah, because I did. Remember, I did most of that thinking that's how I unlocked that tower, and it wasn't how I unlocked that tower. So I was so close to finishing that anyway. I did that. Plus, it's Bolson, so how can I not?
Did you find the snowboarding cabin and talk to the lady up there with her 2 disciples?
I don't remember that.
Yeah, I got to a cabin and it was a snowboarding lady, and she had 2 guys there that she was training how to snowboard, and they were like, she's already got 2 students, can't take you yet. And I was like, I'll go back later, and I never went back.
No, I have not. I don't think I've even seen that.
I don't even know what happens up there. I want to know.
So yeah, I finished the game, easily a top 10 game, probably a top 5 game.
Man, so do I not have much left? Like after I do this Dorito,
You got-
there's like a
just got
Hyrule
stuff
Castle?
to do. Yeah, no, there's stuff to do. There's like a whole thing you got to do. It's not like, oh, Ganon, okay, you beat him. Definitely not. You got more to do.
And did you?
It's not like 5 hours and you're done.
Do you care about the compendium? Did you try to get your compendium full?
No, I took pictures of everything, but I'm not like every time I saw anything new, I took a picture of it animal wise. But yeah, I'm not like compelled to go finish it out.
Man, cool. Congratulations. I'm kind of bummed for you.
I mean, I'm also bummed. I've been a PC in the chat also finished it. We've been commiserating. She just finished it yesterday.
What the heck? I just haven't been.
Oh,
playing
she's
it.
like no side anything. She asked me today, how many shrines do you think I did? And I was like, I'm gonna say, I was originally gonna go lower than 50, but I was like, I'm gonna say 56. And I think she said she did 51 or 52. I was like, what are you doing out there? So she's got plenty of shrines to go do and a whole bunch of stuff. But yeah, it's over. And I'm experiencing that feeling that I said I was going to feel, where I was like,
did you do all the ones where you go to the sky and you drop down the little things and you
Yep.
take pictures of the inscriptions? You did all that?
yep.
Yeah. That guy in Kakariko Village that yells at you every time you land on something. Did you get him?
No,
I don't know what he does.
don't remember that.
He's a jerk.
Yeah, it's so the game. I say I won't spoil things. You have. I'm not gonna say you have a ton, but you got a really
The
decent
way
chunk
I'm
of stuff to
playing
do.
it, I'm going so slow. So
You got a really decent chunk. Yes.
man,
PC says I did side quests all in capital letters. I did side quests. Damn it. Oh, all right.
okay, all
Okay.
right.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, we're just teasing you. You play however you want.
I just
But
don't
it's
know.
over.
Yeah, like I saw because I keep tabs on all our friends now that everyone's playing the Switch finally. So like I saw that you started some other game, and I judged it by its name. So you can talk about
Gotta
it.
be Anna.
But I was just like, why? I was like, I don't know. I was like, why would he be playing something when there's Tears of the Kingdom? So I should have put 2 and 2 together.
But
I
also, if you saw me playing it, I was playing at a time I don't usually
well, that's
play.
what it said. It was like 4 days ago, which would mean you started it before this Tears of the Kingdom finish.
I didn't. No,
you didn't. Okay.
I started it this week. If you saw me playing it, that was the only time I played it.
Oh, okay. I didn't see you playing it. I looked at what you
Oh,
and it said
yep.
4 days.
Played
ago
it
you
one
played.
day. Oh, well, I was talking about if you saw me pop up online because it was like 7:30. I never play
Right, you don't.
then, but we didn't have movie night, so I was, or no, it wasn't movie night. It was the next day. There's a reason why I could play, and I was like, oh, let me play that.
But I guess I was just more interested in how do you move on? You know what I mean? Like I'm not there yet.
You don't.
So, but we've had, this has happened with us before. It's going to take a special game to pull each of us out.
It's happened with us
at a special
before,
time.
But I have never had a time in my life that I've never had such a big block of time that I've dedicated to one game. I've never played a game and only that game for like almost 6 weeks. Almost every night. I've never done that ever. So this is it's that feeling I've gotten from other games compounded by a lot. But what a ride to the end. I won't spoil things, but
I've seen everything.
hell of a battle at the end. So many things I want to say, but I won't. You got it all ahead of you. Savor every little bit of it you can, because the poor people like me I think I'm going to be playing for like less than a week and I'll be done. And that's exactly what happened. So when things are going along in a game, I'm playing and it's like giving me other things to do, and I'm like, okay, I'm not there yet, and then like it's flashed something on the screen where I was like, oh, this is it, like this is the point of no return now, and I was like, here we go, this is the end. So
I just don't know. I really don't know. I'm happy for you, but I'm like, it's like looking in a mirror. There's a scary vision of things to come, and I don't want it to be over yet.
Yes, PC says I sent RMC that picture of Pablo Escobar from Narcos sitting around bored like this. This is my life now. Yep, that's how there it is. There's the picture. That's the one.
Man, that's what it's from. That's so funny, because I haven't seen that show. It's supposed to be good, but like, and I know he was a very unassuming man, but like, I know this is an actor, but like, you see this and you're just like,
wait, that's not really Pablo Escobar?
Some like dumpy guy that's like that's depressed. It's like, no, that's a serial murderer, drug dealer. But anyways,
well,
I'm reading too much into the meme, people.
Well, now I can say that I can relate to Pablo Escobar because he felt the same way about Zelda. So yeah,
it's lonely at the top.
Top 10 game, like I said, top 5. It's a top 5 game. It's a top 5. It could. Let's put it this way: there's an argument for it to be my favorite game of all time. So
better than Majora's Mask.
Yeah, I don't think I put Majora's Mask in my top 10.
Better than Fragile Cream Dreams.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh definitely. My God, people!
I don't know that I put Fragile in my top 10.
Fragile was your favorite game for like 20 years, wasn't it?
I love that game. It's a game that I think everyone should play, even if you hate those type of games. But if I'm really thinking of top 10 games of all time, it was on Xbox. They already did it. It's like Xbox 360 or something. Yeah.
I was just kidding, man. That's so funny that they
did an HD revamp. Yeah,
of course.
If I'm thinking honestly, legitimately, top 10 games of all time, I don't think I would put Fragile in there. I'd want to, but I don't think I could. I would see Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, and I'd have to combine into one. I don't think it's fair not to, because we wouldn't have Tears of the Kingdom without Breath of the Wild, and Breath of the Wild was such a watershed moment for Zelda that they go hand in hand. They're like one big thing together. So I don't know. I'm not going to get into the discussion of what else would be in my top 10 because it'd take hours.
Just out of curiosity, and I know you just said you weren't going to talk about this, but like when you think about a top 10 list, not that you ever do you think, all right, I got to pick the Zelda game, I got to pick a Mario game, or is it just like you're literally thinking about the top 10?
Yeah. I don't have like slots that I have to fill. I think of games I think should be in top 10.
Yeah, I got slots.
You're like, I have to put a Mario game in there. I have to put a Zelda
Resident
game?
Evil game. I got to put in a Final Fantasy.
You really
game.
think there's a Resident Evil that's a top 10 game, best of all time?
For me, definitely.
Wow, what one?
Definitely. Resident Evil 2, by far.
Man, like, don't get me wrong. I love Resident Evil 2, but it's not even in.
It's not your list. It's
top,
my list.
No, I know. But we're saying. See, like when I'm thinking of top 10 games of all time, obviously I'm thinking of games that are important to me and mean stuff to me. But I'm also thinking about like
the industry. I didn't ask you
about
like
the what they do as a game. Yeah. So yours is like the Do Michael's top 10.
Yeah, that's what a top 10 list is.
I know. But like just you're not thinking about anything else other than just
my top 10.
Yeah.
We're not saying the top 10 most influential games. We're saying the top 10 games that you like.
But you're right, because like I could put a game on there. I could put a game in my top 10 that I don't personally like, but I very much recognize how important it is to the industry and what it's done for games.
Yeah, you're not going to find Undertale on my list, buddy.
Well, not that list. Not that list. I'm sure you'd put it on a list.
It'll be on my not yet list.
Yeah, I would put Undertale somewhere in my top 10 list. Yeah, definitely.
Of course you would. Everybody else would.
No, I don't think so.
Only the dummies would.
Super Mario RPG would be in a lot of people's top 10 lists, I'm sure. I bet they'd put that in there.
But it wouldn't be in yours.
No. I love that game. It's not for me. It's not a top 10. No.
See, now I want the rest of the show to be about your top 10 list.
Maybe we could dedicate a show to that. Yeah. Super Mario RPG. It's a great, fantastic RPG. It's a important milestone in Nintendo's output. Like, it's important to recognize it, but it's an RPG and it's with Mario. Like, it's not like it did any genre breaking or mold breaking or like innovative or crazy stuff. Like it's not a top 10 game for me, but others would feel it's a top 10 game. You know, like that's why I have Undertale in top 10 because like I personally love Undertale, obviously, but that did so many things games have never done, and it's forever changed games after it. So, you know, like Super Mario 64 is another one. That's a hugely important milestone in games.
Which might be in top 10 just for that because you like Galaxy 2 better.
I love
Yeah,
Galaxy
but
1 and 2, hands down. I like better than 64. Yeah.
Yeah, but you might think that 64,
64
is,
has to be in my top 10.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. If I was just doing like a all out, this is what I like top 10, there'd be some different ones in there. Yeah. Dog Island would be in top 10. So yes, I actually did play this week. I played Fortnite, obviously with family. Still having fun there, getting our asses handed to us. The algorithm, the matchmaking this past week, I don't know what happened, but it cranked us up and we are struggling. It's tough to get one win a night, so boy, it's rough. But still having fun. And I played Anilin, as I said. Anilin is a very much a tribute to Donkey Kong, old school arcade Donkey Kong, or Pac-Man as well. You know what? More like Pac-Man. No, level design of Pac-Man, enemy approach. No, I'm taking that back. Level design Donkey Kong, enemy approach of Pac-Man. That's what that's more sense. So you're this woman and you're going through mines and you have to collect little gold nuggets like Pac-Man would collect pellets. You get all of them, you beat the level. There's bigger gems that you get that you can take out the enemies with. The enemies are snakes, but the levels are not top down as they are in Pac-Man. They're like built like Donkey Kong stages, except they're scrolling stages. It's fun. It's very much an arcade experience. Great music, very quick, but that's an arcade experience. Took me like a half hour, I guess. It's $5. Great game.
Would it be in your top 10?
No, but
Not
if you like
folks.
arcade games, top to bottom, fantastic experience. Very. So you can tell it was a lot of love went to the game. Excellent soundtrack, excellent gameplay. Everything feels spot on. Still has that arcade style fun. I played it in Tate mode, which is the vertical handheld mode, arcade mode. Tate is convenient shorthand for something involving a vertically oriented monitor. So scrolling shooters or old school arcade games like that. So I played it handheld on Switch with my flip grip, turned the screen sideways, played it that way. It was awesome. It's a great game. If you like arcade games, check it out. I also started Planet of Lana, which is a cinematic platformer on Xbox that I've been eager to play. And I'm loving it. Very gorgeous. Yeah, excuse me. Nice soundtrack. You're this boy in this like makeshift town that's on the edge of water. Your parents are dead. Your sister's still around. You guys hang out. This is all beginning of the game, first 5 minutes. Aliens come in. They abduct everyone in the town. You manage to get away. Your sister's gone. The whole town's gone. And you set out to find your sister. You befriend... Go getty my sister, yeah. You befriend a little creature, some little strange creature, and you two work together to try and save this guy's sister. It's very much I'm in heaven. It's a cinematic platformer. What more could I want? I love cinematic platformers. So outdoor environments, exploring caves and on top of mountains and avoiding enemies and solving puzzles. And
does this game make your top 10, not of all time, but of cinematic platformers?
I haven't finished it, so I'll tell you at the end.
Okay, all right.
I'm only like 2 hours in, but
it's the game. It's fun.
It is fun, Reggie. Yes, so far it's fun.
I understand.
But it's it's good. I need to put in more time with it, but I don't have any complaints right now. It's really nice. It really reminds me of just the way it handles death in the game, and I don't mean as a topic, I mean as a mechanic. It It reminds me of old school platformers where like you die, the screen fades out, it screens back in, and you get right back into it. So, exactly. Except it's much more forgiving than that. Yeah, it's not precision or anything like that, and it's not slavish to the character animations. You have a lot of control over your character. So, pushing boxes, climbing up on mantling platforms, jumping across chasms. Avoiding enemies, solving platforming puzzles. It's got it all. And so far, I'm digging it. So that's what I played this week. Because Zelda is dead to me. I will never play it again.
Well, that's what's sad is you won't.
I won't. Unless they do DLC, then I will. It's a good chance of DLC. It's not sad. To me, it's not sad. It's sad that it's over, but...
Smile because it happened.
I've had the magic. I've had the magical experience, and this is why I don't replay games. Because if I go back to play it, it's like reliving the magic. Except it's not.
Same. It's never the same.
Yeah, it's not. Oh, we got questions.
I fed up with this world.
Send your questions to GoNintPod@gmail.com.
Where?
GoNintPod@gmail.com. They can be about Nintendo, video games in general, or whatever the hell you want. Gecko Kitsune asks, have you ever put on or went to a GameCube LAN party? I remember reading about people doing this with Mario Kart Double Dash, which allowed up to 8 or even 16 people to play at once. I never got the chance, but it sounds amazing. Thanks. I have been in a Mario Kart Double Dash tournament. So yes, I was in on the LAN activity. My GameCube was used in one of the tournaments. So very much participated. And I'll have to tell you, it was pretty awesome to see a GameCube doing all these GameCubes hooked up LAN style to play Mario Kart. That was a sight to behold. Kirby and I we've had LAN parties multiple times back in the day for Halo on the original Xbox. We did that a lot. Lugged around giant TVs and, to be fair, the sizable Xbox to make it happen.
So funny thinking about those days.
Had LAN parties at my house when my parents went away to North Carolina. We filled the house with TVs and Xboxes and did Halo and Midtown Madness and Serious Sam. And
man, we put up curtains so that no one could see the other team's TV.
Xbox by far is the console I did the most LAN parties with, and they were almost all Halo. We did a lot of them. So
yeah, I remember one in this very house.
Yeah, we did.
And that's when you used the curtain.
And we won.
And you won. It was a hard one.
We did a lot of PC LAN parties as well. I used to bring my PC over to a friend's house. It was me and 3 other friends, where we'd bring our PCs together and we'd play Unreal Tournament. Oh my God, I played that so much. That sports game, the one where you get the ball and you got to run it to the goal. We used to do that, low gravity, and one-hit kills.
Low gravity, yes.
That was our game mode that we played, and we played it nonstop, and it was unbelievably fun. We put the bots on, we cranked them up to the highest difficulty, and it was never not an amazing time. It was ridiculous. I still think about that. I wish they would do another Unreal Tournament so I could get back into that. But
that was the first, after, I can't really say for sure, but I want to say after Doom and Wolfenstein, Unreal Tournament was the next evolution that blew me away. GoldenEye, I probably played before that. Do you that came out before, right? Or I think it had to have. But I don't know. I didn't have an N64 in high school, so maybe that contributes to what blew me away when you first showed me that Unreal Tournament. But holy cow, when we started playing that, I was like, this is the next
1999, so it was later.
I was like, this is the next evolution, man. I was like, this is
back in the day when you had a computer and you're trying to be like, this is what computer graphics are like. Unreal Tournament was the game to go to. You were like, this is pushing the system. So
yeah,
that was nuts. Yeah. I miss those days. You guys have any other GameCube or LAN experiences in general?
Man, no, I don't think so.
Oh shit! I've seen the GameCube on LAN. I've played it on LAN. Never played online though. I never did the Phantasy Star online stuff. Thank you. Chugging along to the next question. It's a Patreon question. This one, dude, did you know that you could join the Patreon
For $1.
$1, as Billy says? This week's Patreon question comes from none other than Name of Austin, the Name of Austin, the. Please go on YouTube and look up Austin's stuff because it's amazing. You can find him at any_Austin. Search that on YouTube, any_Austin. And you'll get his amazing videos like unemployment rates in various video games and
That's so silly.
weird, uncommon places in video games that you probably never stop to look at. And the man's got a Patreon. It's linked on his YouTube channel. Go check out and join his Patreon. He
For
deserves it.
$1.
About join his Patreon. He
For
deserves it.
$1.
But he's got a question for us this week. Name of Austin says, what thing that you currently own have you owned the longest out of everything you own?
Great question.
Mom brain. My NES. It's got to be my NES. Still works. Still own it. Still use it.
Yeah, what could mine be? I mean,
Yeah, I can't think of anything else.
I've got like a really old guitar that I got from my grandfather. Trying to think how old I was, because it, like, you know, the age of the guitar doesn't matter. It's how long it was mine, I guess, is the question,
Yeah.
right?
How long have you owned it?
Man, that might be it. I don't know when he gave it to me, but yeah, he gave me his guitar when I was pretty young. I think that was it. If I had kept my NES, I mean, that would have been definitely number one. But I sadly don't have that anymore.
PC says my very creepy lifelike baby doll with my PS2 as a close second. Shows how young she is. My PS2. We're talking about NES and she's PS2. Yeah, while you were saying yours, I couldn't think of anything that even comes close to the NES. That's got to be it for me.
I've got
something,
I've got an old stuffed animal. It stays in the closet, but I've had it since I was a baby.
I guess that's older. I
have
have a horse, stuffed horse. That's got to be.
And I have my like a stuffed fox.
It's got to be older. Yeah.
For a while, I was like putting on top of my couch, but it kept falling off.
That's it. It's my stuffed horse whose name is Horse.
Yeah. Wow,
he's upstairs in the bed right now, still around.
Wow. Yeah, I've got a dog named Rufus.
I am sure I mentioned this on the podcast.
My fox was named Robert, by the way.
Oh, that's good. That's really good.
That was a horse, all brown horse that had a dark brown mane. And I used to look at it and think it was chocolate spaghetti, to the point that I actually tried it once. And obviously it wasn't chocolate spaghetti. Name of Austin also says, please say thank you to Deux Michaels for the following phrases being incorporated into my daily lexicon. Number 1, with peace and love. And number 2, many hands make the village baby grow.
Well,
that's timeless.
Yeah, peace and love I can't say is mine, but the the one that is, I guess, yeah, the one that makes way more sense and can be used daily in your everyday life.
But you do, like, with peace and love, even though it's not yours, is used frequently by you.
Oh yeah,
everybody really lately. So take them and run with them, my friend.
My pleasure.
Oh, we got no music.
Got no music.
Dude, do you have anything for us?
Yeah, something came across the desk earlier, and I thought it was pretty interesting. Deux Views, it's never news. Room of the Week, starring Deux Michaels. Ladies and gentlemen, if you listen to the podcast, you know that the Room of the Week is something that we do at the end. I've got my little birds and my little spiders all over town. I'm a regular video game various over here, finding out all the room to print.
How alike are you with various or Varys? Sorry.
Not well.
Where it
from
counts.
the neck up.
Okay,
from the neck up. We're yeah. I mean, I'm bald like he is too. So yes. Usually the rumors are exactly that, rumors. This week there's something interesting. This one is actually true. It's a rumor.
Sergio,
I don't know how it happened, but it is, people. So basically, we know about this this new incident that happened with Pokemon, and the guy who was trying to blow up his neighbor, or at least get ready for that. We've already snatched this movie up for TV watching, TV movies. It's going to be called Pokebomber. It's directed by Gore Verbinski, and Tommy Lee Jones and Jeff Bridges are reprising their roles from that movie Blown Away that we all remember, late 90s. So, yeah, it's a very specific rumor. A lot of things are happening very quickly. This one's true.
I thought for sure Oliver Stone was going to be behind it.
Oliver Stone, he lost out to Gore Verbinski, and people are saying that's why he was so upset, going on a tirade about the
He was
John
also
Wick
on an
movie.
Airplane.
Yeah, and he was also watching it on a small screen.
Probably sitting next to a crying baby.
Yeah, like how good could the movie have been?
No wonder he was
in
so
that
pissed
situation.
off.
Yeah, right.
But
Did Gore Verbinski direct Blown Away?
I don't believe he did.
Okay.
No, I just couldn't think of I thought that would be like a funny sounding
What do you mean?
director name. I
mean,
know.
it is
What do
a
you
funny
mean?
name.
This is true.
I got nothing.
Moving on.
I can't even say anymore. But yeah, so look out for Pokebomber.
Literally, look out for him.
Coming to WPIX New York.
Ba, 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 ba.
Yeah. So anyways, that's all we got to say about that true stuff that's happening.
Definitely true
Yeah.
information.
Thank you for listening.
Well, that's all we got today, ladies and gents, and everybody else. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for watching. That's what we'll do. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye.
Goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
All right. Oh man, I feel like I don't know.
I've been really tired all day.
Yeah, tired. Like I'm tired of talking.
Well, we're tired of hearing you.
Tell me about it.
Kirby and I had to just kind of chill here while you had to go through like a bulk of.
It was a direct week. Yeah, that's true.
And I think when you're excited to talk, because it seemed like you were excited to talk about this stuff too. You probably.
If it was more remakes, I would have been more quiet. So yeah, it's true. Like it was a direct, lots of stuff to talk about. There's things I'm excited that I want to talk about, which makes me exert more. And then on top of that, I had stories in the beginning that I was passionate about, even if they were negatively passionate. But yes, it was took a lot out of me. Guys, what are you up to this weekend? What are you doing? What are you playing? Where you been? How's life? How are things going? What are you eating tonight? Kufu the Mummy says, I'm gonna guess that's me, but maybe it's you. Master Link says, bye listeners, please don't forget to leave an impression or review, and YouTube audience smash that like button. That would be wonderful if you could do that, but don't feel like you have to. TKO says, excellent show, 6 out of 9 for sure. That's all we can ask for. Trying to stay cool. That's us, Master Link. It is muggy here. It is humid. It's supposed to rain for like the next 5 days. William George is going through Sonic Origins on Switch. Sonic Origins Plus just came out. Got all those Game Gear games you can revisit. Red Souza says, I might be starting to date someone at some point. I like it. Tell us more if you want to. Marsboro says, playing Diablo 4 and eating hot dogs and corn and edibles. Yum. Now that's a weekend. Summertime hot dogs, summertime corn. Diablo's really hot, so it's a perfect summer game.
Edibles.
And getting high. That's what people do in the summer.
So you beat the heat.
Rastu says she went to Spider-Verse with me, and it's looking good. If you go with someone to Spider-Verse,
Oh yeah.
and they like it, marry them.
Yeah. Right.
You
Marry
are
them.
Officially an item.
Red Sousa, it's not too soon. You won't scare her away by popping a question. Go.
That scene, yeah, right when the scene
Thanks,
where
Deister.
they're talking upside down on the building.
This could be us.
Hold her hand,
Give her the old
yeah.
popcorn bucket trick, if you know what I mean.
unless your hand's sweaty.
That's right. Don't be a sweaty. Be a go-getty. Don't pet the sweaty. Don't sweat the petty. Pet the sweaty.
Exactly.
Outlaw says,
Don't
I'm at
be
the finals.
stroking my beef.
LL
So I
says I'm
get
at the
all-
final story objective of Zelda, but I still have a lot more exploring to do this weekend. Well, like I said, savor it, man. Savor it all you can, because the journey is bittersweet when it ends. Because you're like, oh, wow, now 6 years until I get another mainline Zelda game, maybe. Who knows?
It's I don't know, it's tough. The first couple of weeks though, like it's even just become, I don't know. I've just gotten used to it. You know what I mean? Like when the first couple of weeks when we were playing it, every single time I figured something out, it was like amazing. But now I'm kind of jaded. Like it's still amazing, but like I'm jaded because I'm used to all the mechanics and everything, and there's almost no restrictions put on you, which is great. But like, I don't have that wide eye brain explosion anymore. So I think I should try to.
That's how everything goes. Nothing stays new and fresh
You're right.
forever.
You're right.
I mean, but as an experience in and of itself, one of the best gaming experiences I've ever had.
One of the top 10.
One of the top 10. That's right, and it gets in top 10 for just the pure perfection of what traditional games can offer. Like, it's not like an Undertale where it's like, this is where games could express different things. This is like Legend of Zelda is a video game through and through. It's as traditional video game as you can get, but it shows how much you can innovate within that space, and it's something else. Yep. So my life is over. Deux will ride it out to the end.
Oh yeah, it'll probably be a while before I'm done with
And
it.
you're sitting pretty. All right, everybody. That's all we got. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Play some games. Rest, relax, hang out with friends and family. You deserve it. And we'll be back next week. I believe we're going to go watch some Tubi. I believe Mom Rain will be here. I'll make sure I let her know that she needs to be here for music. You guys did it. This was a top 10 GoNintendo podcast of June's in the 2020. We did it, guys. We did it. We made it.
Good.
Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next week. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye.
Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye.